deities than I have because he's been dead.
Oh yeah, I did. I meant. Oh. I meant 1. 2.
And with that, I opened the stream.
Which stream, by the way?
To the screaming of he's met more deities than I have.
That's saying a lot.
And he's
actually.
been dead. To be fair, you only have one patron deity.
And I only remember.
What am I supposed to do? Get multiple? Hell no. They're not as good as my god.
Well, considering that Schizo didn't have very much luck dealing with multiple gods.
I've only met one god to my knowledge, to my character's knowledge.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But in the long run, you've met like freaking, what is it? No, I can't remember the names. They've come up like 3 or 4 times because you have multiple people dead, but I can't remember. Most of the time, by the way, the people that are dead are freaking Steve!
Well, he's getting up there.
To be fair, he's only died once.
No! He's literally died 2 times!
He's died once.
No. He died once.
He's entered the ethereal realm once.
Yes, but we've had to cast Revivify on him,
That's
which
true.
is the same as Reincarnate, only it's the minute after. If he dies and we cast Revivify, he's back up. That's the gem thing. That's why we needed gems.
Twice.
Twice.
No, twice I needed to
Now,
cast
he's gone
Revivify.
down about
Once.
16,000 times, but that's besides the point.
That's a lot.
But to be fair, every one of you has gone down at least once.
Yeah.
As I tell you the story, when these guys were captured, and we were by the fortress.
Yeah, you were a
I
real
saw-
big help then.
Yeah.
Threw your
I mean-
boar at the ground. Actually, no, your boar was up the tree.
Yeah, the tree and went down to the ground, and it convinced the enemies that there's nothing there.
Well, listen. The enemies are standing around. They hear rustling up in the tree, and then a fucking pig falls out of it. What would you think? Besides the fact that how did the pig get up in the tree?
Exactly.
But you could just chalk that up to, listen,
Mother Nature is freaking scary. Just leave it at that.
there was a pig up in the tree. That's what the sound was. How it got there, we don't really want to know. We're going back home.
It's not like it's the eagles helped did anything right there. Do the eagles exist in this world?
Yes.
Yes.
You've pulled one out of your freaking bag of shit like
Oh,
3
yeah,
times
you
now.
don't pull an eagle out.
No, I'm not
You
talking
pulled
about
a
that
giant
eagle.
fucking moose.
It's an elk, but
Same thing.
good try. Close.
It crushed me.
So you got acquainted with it.
More so than anyone would want it to be.
To be fair, you were a statue at the time.
But doesn't make it better.
Well, you couldn't feel if you were a statue.
He also took off the statue thing after, or like before the elk was gone. I still
Alright,
got
so
crushed.
you had a very hair-raising experience.
Up there.
One
Bro,
might say
I
lot
was a
of
goddamn
things.
statue, okay? About to be like put into
One might say you were furious at the prospect of the situation.
Mike, for a good like minute and a half, I was like about to be put in Medusa's garden. Okay?
Fur puns.
And then the moment that I get out of that
Damn
shit,
right.
I'm being crushed by an elk. That wasn't a fun segment. It was scary as shit.
That's
Yeah,
good. It was supposed to
scary.
be scary. I mean, granted, the scariness came from outside of the situation, but or outside of the original encounter.
I didn't even
But I
mean
told
to
you
put
guys it was
too.
going to
Oh
get
yeah,
harder.
you mean the freaking artillery
Now, when I
strike
said it was going
skulls?
to get harder, I wasn't expecting elks that are, you know, extremely giant elks, which are extremely large creatures, huge, to be exact, being summoned into a room that doesn't fit them,
I didn't know either. I was
where the
expecting to get
walls are made of
direwolf.
stone, so it really can't go anywhere.
Voice.
Nor did I expect an elk to be summoned in the middle of a doorway that was too small for it to fit.
All I remember
And
is me
therefore,
petting it
half
and then
the
it
party
like
was split.
disintegrated.
Because one half had had elk face, the other half had elk ass. You happen to be on the butt end of that joke.
I was in the corner. What are you talking about? I wasn't by a door.
Yeah, but you were in the side where the ass was.
I was on the side. I wasn't on the ass end. I was on the side.
Side of the ass.
end.
We're gonna start.
We're waiting on Ray.
Okay.
'Cause I need
Ray,
to,
hurry up!
I need to know where he's going to be positioned.
He said,
Oh.
You suck!
I think he's in the bathroom.
Guess what? I'm not gonna heal you at all! Ask Steve!
He's been healing a lot lately.
Especially since the cleric died.
Oh no, he was healing a lot before
I know.
the cleric died.
I know.
When he realized that if he didn't heal, he was going to be the last one there. And then,
So I was the only one with a fucking workable HP, or well, not workable HP, workable fucking AC.
well, luckily the creature you were fighting negated AC.
What's Charlie?
Hey, what?
His
Charlie is his surrogate at the moment.
And I'm gonna find that it's been at the site. How long has he been there? 2 weeks?
Nope.
Today?
Today is my
Oh, that's right.
We get to break his cherry in.
Yes!
We're down to 7 characters now.
Fresh blood!
Adios, man.
Yum. Hey, what?
Oh, we're gonna talk, boy.
Why?
Oh, we're gonna talk.
Why?
You got in a car accident?
Wait, really? What?
Fuck. Why didn't you text me? I would have come down to the hospital.
I wasn't in the hospital.
I would have pointed fingers and laughed.
I would have made it
I
appropriate
wasn't in the
jokes.
hospital. I went from car accident to Dragon's Den, and conducted a D&D session, then came home.
I have no part of this.
Oh, you're gonna have a part of this later. Once the
It was 2 weeks ago.
witnesses leave.
It was just
Might not do that.
now the time for making inappropriate jokes is gone.
That's why I didn't say anything.
I
I
mean,
want to make jokes at your expense.
Still have
Master
this.
Dwarven Strategy.
Master Dwarven Strategist, all you fucking did was call an artillery strike from skulls.
Oh, whoops.
Did it work? Yes. Strategist.
Master Dwarven Strategist only works in D&D. In real life, you
So
look
these
Jewish.
are... These are the 2 dice you're gonna
You're
So
welcome,
good with
David.
money.
You're welcome, David.
Did Yanni Indian tell you about that?
I was here, you dumb shit.
These two.
He was here when that happened.
These 2. This is your attack, this is your damage.
Did
And
Yanni
if you-
ever show you the picture that
If
we
you
found?
want to use their sword
No.
Yes.
as a 2-handed weapon, which I recommend not to because you have a shield.
the fuck?
Anyways, let me do the recap while you're calling up that picture. So, last time, you guys fought the Loremasters.
Yeah, we did.
And you live?
You were able to kill 2 of them. Although one of them was
Oh,
weak.
God.
They're the same person. Same person.
The other 3,
Are these ranch flavored?
the other 3,
Cheddar.
withered to nothing, and then suddenly the cavern shook,
A giant creature appeared.
and an enormous arm
Put him in the
broke out of the stone and dirt.
Speaking of arms,
And that's where we are. Oh, and it crushed Cleric.
his arm.
Well,
keeps
no.
going up.
No, Cleric got disintegrated.
Cleric got disintegrated
Oh, that's right.
before.
Cleric got disintegrated from the...
No, no, no.
Oh, no.
Poison.
No, Cleric got Cleric got
Definitely
down.
got
It's fine.
Took
Cleric
that
got killed by
How
the
about a
crush.
little leaving at 11 o'clock at night?
It's fine.
Either way, he's gone.
Oh, we'll talk.
No.
Never
Yeah,
should have.
that's-
That's right. Cleric did
see,
get
that's how that
disintegrated by
works.
the Lord Master.
So there
If
was
Cleric
like a
wasn't
cleric
disintegrated like
named.
There was a cleric named
No.
Cleric.
You just stood up straight.
Because the cleric couldn't figure out what its name was.
No, it didn't give out its name. It.
Oh yeah, I need.
From what I
need
see-
box.
Nor
From what I see on this board, Anabelle and Rangrim fainted in fright.
Well, we just got here, so if that's a foot or a toe, maybe.
This is a couple toes.
I don't know where the fuck to put me.
Far back.
No.
Far back. Far back.
On the board.
Oh
There
yeah,
you go.
Ray. The Lord Masters casted Meteor Swarm on us.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Many times.
You'll get to see the spell in effect. That's great.
Yeah.
I
They,
still
they
blame
actually
you.
had a couple meteor swarms hit them.
Yeah.
I blame
What?
you for the Lich.
This.
Oh.
You know
Okay.
that one time?
Oh yeah.
So I
Where
believe
should
we
we go,
left
Ranger?
off. I believe we left off at its turn.
Yes. Yes, we did.
Does this have red balloons?
99 red balloons.
Oh,
30-foot reach.
Oh look, you went the healthy road. So sad.
No, can't reach.
And then I have this thing. Fudge.
Remember that one time?
Darvin,
That one time. I
No!
stole
Don't
some
hit
bug.
me!
the enormous claw flails and comes down at you.
What?
That is a 22.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Swing at me with that shit.
No, that definitely hits.
You take 56 slashing damage.
Alright, might be down.
Huh.
Nope.
Apparently I need healing.
50. How much?
56.
What?
Oh,
You didn't
wow.
take
I'm at 150.
You would have had a long rest.
Never mind.
You were traveling for 2 weeks.
Wait, God, am I using my surrogate tonight or no?
Yes. You
Yeah.
will need it.
Everyone who has surrogates are using surrogates.
Kind of. He isn't.
I'm assuming you didn't bring them in.
What?
I'm assuming you didn't bring them
That's
in.
why I said I needed the box.
No, I have you already.
Oh, keep it. You have aliens there, right, too?
Yeah.
Cool.
This is you. Gargoyle looking thing.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what you picked last time, so like.
It's an arrow on that one. Or, is it an arrow on that one? Or is it
There we go.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get you dice bags.
I want a dice bag.
Athena,
And like another box of dice.
you're up.
I have 4 of them at home.
Oh,
dice bags.
Rangrim and
Just, you know,
Anabelle
Names.
roll into initiative.
Paletris, Aloy, Athena.
Random.
Goddess of wisdom.
What?
Goddess of wisdom.
Just tell me what they
Sure.
are.
Goddess of Wisdom. That wisdom has gotten you killed.
27 for Anabelle.
Anabelle, Randgrim,
And
Darvin.
Rangrim?
Darvin.
10.
No,
Jen?
Catherine and Darvin.
What he's. Whoops.
So how do you know this poor, pathetic excuse for a human?
From
They work
that
at
place
the- they
that
work at the
he's
same place.
clearly sporting.
Stop and Shop, really?
Athena,
I hate that
Mhm.
show.
what you doing besides eating?
Attacking.
Sharpshooter. Okay.
Sharpshooter. Shoot it sharp.
Right. Have you heard of the term nepotism?
Yes.
Whoops, sorry.
That is why I'm.
Sounds almost presidential.
Do you know what the word nepotism means?
I do. 25 to hit.
Okay. Can you take a wild guess? Who?
You just hit it.
So you're
Your
related to
uncle.
someone.
Boy.
But that's Right. illegal. Right. 25 just hits.
Oh, goody.
That's not good.
You're related to.
No, it's illegal if that person is the one that hired you, and they weren't.
Really?
So then
Keith's son, who's my friend, can technically work
There
there,
you go.
even though he said he can't.
You should be able to.
He lives closer there. Why wouldn't he just do that? So you're related to someone there.
So
Is it a CDH?
I don't know what CDH is.
40 damage.
40 damage?
Yes.
Okay, who are CDHs? Just for no, those are the people that have keys, correct?
What?
Those are the people that have keys, correct? Yes.
God.
Really? What's the relation? I'm gonna guess the person. You tell me the relation. Shit.
Is that it?
Divorced member.
Are you
of
staying
my
where you
family.
are?
They
What?
used
Yes.
to be
Okay.
married
Rangrim.
to one of my aunts / uncles. I'm not giving away which because then you can make an easier assumption.
This goes
Is
deep.
the Titan immune to anything?
Not that we know of.
Is
And it's
anything
a CD.
extra give him damage?
Not that we know of.
So we're gonna cross Nikiva off.
Right.
The fight just
Kind
started.
of.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Rangrim cast Incendiary Cloud.
Joanne?
Joanne?
On
Ow.
the go,
Who?
I guess.
You have to keep guessing. 'Cause I'm not gonna tell you.
You're not gonna tell me?
No, not unless you guess it right.
Okay.
Sure.
A swirling cloud of smoke shot through the white hot
I
embers.
don't know.
Shot through with white hot embers
Josephine?
appears in a 20-foot
Really?
radius.
That was my
Appears
first
centered on a
guess, but I
point
didn't
within
want
range.
to guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
The
Weird.
cloud spreads around corners and is heavily
Related,
obscured.
Not blood related, but she
It
was.
lasts
she
for the
used to be
duration
my-
or until wind of moderate or
Her
greater
name is
speed,
Lawful.
at least 10 miles per hour
She's
distance.
still very defensive by him.
I can move it on
I
per
really
turn,
looked at her, I was like,
or
can you give me a read? She's like, no.
let's
We
see.
can both get fired and arrested.
It's a dex
Why did I
save,
come to work here?
10d8 fire
I
damage
came
on
here
a
for the
failed
family
save.
benefits.
Half.
You're not giving me shit.
If not, the
What's the
creature
way
must
to
also
that?
make the saving throw when it enters the spell's area
Find
for a
a
time
new job then.
on its
That's
turn
what I'm trying
or
to do.
ends its
I'm
turn
trying to
there.
do a good job.
The
I'm
cloud
going to the mall.
moves 10 feet directly away
Mall's
from you in
slightly
a
better.
direction
Yeah,
that you
the mall
choose
has
at the
a
start of
new
each of
house.
your turns.
That does warheads.
It lasts
Yeah.
10 rounds.
Oh, really?
So it always moves 10 feet away.
Not yet.
So
Yes,
Joseph
but in
is
the direction I choose, so I can move it that
X.
way and then move it back,
But
and move
really
it that way and move
counts.
it back.
Kind of. I
It's a
guess.
20-foot area, so it's not a.
Wow.
Roll a dex.
But when we're working, she doesn't cheat me
It
like that.
succeeds.
She doesn't. It's weird.
Yeah, it chooses to succeed.
She doesn't complain when I ask for help.
MD?
That's like
MD.
that's the one positive I see. Like, I need a key. Okay.
Combos are my favorite.
When I ask Joanne, I need a
David.
key. What? What do you need a key for? And then she's in a freaking conversation.
If a
She doesn't say anything.
polymorph creature has less than 20 health and you divine word it, would that instantly kill it?
Yes.
So am I playing or sitting?
You're
Ooh,
playing.
You should be
Sure.
playing.
I'm
Yeah,
playing.
you're playing. Yeah.
So you're gonna guide me through, or are you gonna guide me through?
Yes.
Yes.
Both. Okay, gotcha.
Yes. If you
Just
were to
yes.
if you were to polymorph something,
Come on, you stupid.
and I were to divine word it, yes, that would kill it. Are
Oh, I
you going
thought
to
you
be able
meant
to
yes.
polymorph a Trask? Fuck no.
Well, no, it has. That's why I thought about
Yeah, it's
pixies,
gonna
because
say.
pixies have polymorph in that in their spell list.
Oh wow. You know what's funny?
We don't know. We don't know pixies.
Summoning. Oh wow. You summoned a pixie.
8
Look at-
pixies.
62.
Guess
so
what?
half of that.
How many legendary actions?
It's 62 on a fail.
It doesn't matter.
31.
He can choose to succeed. I'm assuming
3, I think.
3.
3 or 4. Yeah.
then I believe Tarasks get counterspell. Tarasks get counterspell, right?
Why would I tell you that?
I don't know. Because I'm trying to tell Steve that his idea to polymorph this thing and then divine word it is stupid.
It's a Titan. It'll
You can't.
it'll
Find.
survive it.
Nice try.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No matter how many polymorphs you have in one turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anabelle.
Hmm.
This is the arm.
I thought this was the leg.
No,
Well, the
arm.
foot. I thought it was a foot claw.
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 One can assume it's the arm because I doubt that it's coming in breach.
It's going in from its butt.
It's Mike. I wouldn't be surprised.
It goes backwards.
Annabelle swing.
Swing.
Oh wait.
In this backwards world
Skip
of ours,
this
I
right
wouldn't be
because it's been
surprised.
like 3 weeks.
Are you swinging with your
Just
special
so you know,
dagger?
That's why I
6
forgot.
seconds.
That's what it
When
is.
his turn is done, 6 seconds would have passed. Or in one round. Your turn encompasses 6 seconds.
48. Well, I'm guessing that one hits. Not. 23?
Miss.
Oh,
25 to hit.
25 to hit.
25 to
miss,
hit.
miss.
Hmm.
13. I figured that was a miss.
Annabelle. It flails against you.
Edible
And I was
half.
to hit it with sharpshooter, too.
That's a 31.
Yeah, I think that hits Mike.
You take 56 slashing damage.
28 slashing damage.
Paletris.
I automatically take half.
I need book. Where's my book?
Have you
As a
ever
reaction.
Bring your book.
By the way,
This is my.
as a reaction.
Wait, you brought your book?
Yes, I brought my book every freaking time.
You didn't bring your book?
Wait, is this not my book?
It's not your book.
That's not your book. He brought his book. Where's your book?
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. I thought I had it right.
Why would he have your book?
That's what I was
I
getting
handed it
confused
to
by. I
you.
never saw the Switch.
Have you played before?
No.
Never.
Never.
Ooh, and a Titan fight, no less. Where'd
That's
you go,
I
Mike?
know. He brought me in a
The,
great
the,
time.
the closest thing he's played to this was Dark Souls, and that's it.
Sad face.
But like I was saying, my expectation is within the next 3 to 4 weeks we'll be done with the adventure. So
Oh, good. I won't be here next week. Fairmouth fell and broke her ankle. Gotta go down to help her with an estate sale.
you haven't all the luck lately.
I know. And wait till I tell you what happens
Your
later. Or what? Wait till I tell you what is happening later. That's
You getting married?
No.
Divorced?
Oh, it's worse than
Holy
that.
Dying?
Wrong.
Oi!
I won't.
Wrong
Holy
theme
War.
song.
Are you
Wrong
asking me or
theme
telling
song.
me?
Casting. Okay, it's my turn. Just want to
Sing
make
the
sure.
national
Aloy.
anthem, so here comes the bride.
Oh, what do I do?
You have a choice to either get up to it, which is probably not the best idea right now,
No, no,
What
it's
is
not.
that?
with the sword,
What
or
is he?
shoot it with an arrow.
Kind of.
All I heard was AoE. I get that part, but
What is he like?
Ranger and fighter.
Okay.
She
So
can hit and
You're gonna
from
shoot it.
range and melee.
I'm gonna
It
shoot.
is violent
Yes.
with
Try
I
to
have to get a
get
20 something.
25.
don't be stupid like my
Roll.
little Anabelle and charge it.
Oh, I'm not. I've played enough
roll.
video games to know this is a bad idea. Especially Dark Souls.
Roll.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry about Dark Souls. I hate that game.
That's...
I love that game.
Dude, they're not gonna make it.
I'm not gonna make it.
What do you get?
You got an 8 on the die.
Nope.
No.
I didn't get a 1,
Nope.
so that's something.
Okay, he missed.
Oh god, there's another claw. Oh god, there's another claw.
Question. Is that what it is?
That's the
We know.
Team is
So-
being summoned.
And I want another claw, please. And thank you.
So now what do I do?
I
Since
didn't
I
hear
missed.
what you did.
Um,
Oh.
You have,
you
two
have a
attacks.
yeah. Okay, you have a second attack. Roll again.
2 ranged. 1, 2, 3.
Is that less?
2 ranged.
That's a lot less.
What is it?
What's a 400?
At least you didn't get a 1.
You have a choice. You can move if you wish.
You can move.
I wouldn't recommend it. Decent
I mean,
spot
you
right
can
now.
move.
You're being protected by Aurora.
I'm not moving.
Okay. 20 fucking.
Darvin.
My turn.
No, I just like saying your name.
Darvin.
Can you move me
Darvin.
up to
Darvin. Darvin.
I'm
Dodges.
gonna
Just
action
hit
surge.
this. Sharpshooter. I
Okay.
need-
And I'm going to hit
Let's see. 11.
6 times with Darvin. Do I have a D20?
How dare you ask these questions? Why don't you just take them like everybody else would?
I need 11 without sharpshooter to successfully hit this. 11 on the die.
Oh, wait. Steve, I got an idea. I'm gonna call for divine intervention. Bring back, Holly.
I only hit once. That's horrible.
Holly was the one, like, globally agreed, like, useful character. Even
Oh
though
my
all
God.
he did was sprint around and, like, occasionally hit things. Everyone agreed that he was useful.
Yeah.
11
Was
damage.
he
He
useful
decided
because he was-
suicide himself.
Was he a
I
distraction?
only hit once.
No, it's more he just kind of,
That
like...
was
Your
horrible.
attack does not seem effective.
Oh,
He
bull
ran
crap.
Did you still not buy a magical weapon?
Just so you know, by the way, he literally
How's he gonna
ran
buy a
faster
magical
than
weapon?
horses.
Yeah.
If you'd let us go back to town.
What
maybe.
was his speed was
But you couldn't go back to
65.
town.
65 feet.
Yeah, that's no. And he had a
Eldris.
maximum,
Reference?
like a maximum speed, like if you
Always
use the,
buy a magical weapon.
Aldris,
Yeah, when I have
Law,
money, I
swinging
have
towards
money
you.
now. We have to go back to town.
But when you get back to town, at the
that
end of
is
the adventure, buy
a
magical
34.
You have disadvantage due to Holy Rock.
That is a 26.
Fuck you, just hit.
Oh, that's
56 slashing damage.
What are you listening to?
The stream.
The claw pushes forward,
What?
Nope. I'm not happy with this.
and an enormous head rises behind it.
What? We should leave.
I think it's beyond
I
that.
don't. Yeah, I
Oh, you can't flee in a battle.
No, you can.
You
You
can.
can. You can.
We can
You can't.
bubble. Because that always
No,
ends
we
horribly,
can't.
horribly wrong.
We can't bubble. Egg me out here.
You lost your bubble.
Rangram has the bubble though.
Rangram has the bubble.
Rangram has a bubble.
No, it
So
has
what
the
happens
bubble
if-
that Crib has.
So what happens if you flee? Can you like go on?
That's
Cathra.
10 minutes.
Half of us die, half of us live.
Or all of us die.
Cathra is
Okay,
going to
More
shoot.
probable.
Think about it like this, right?
Oh wait,
We leave, right?
where is Cathra?
This thing fully gets out. Probably takes a nap. Heals up itself.
And then we're
Let
remembered
me
where we
turtle
started.
feet.
Hmm?
I'm gonna dash to, or can I
Right,
reach the
right.
the
Don't dash.
claw?
You
Don't
can
dash.
reach the claw.
Hit the
Can you move
head.
me up there?
Just hit the head.
Did-
Oh, you're way back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit the claw.
Because we interrupted the summoning, only part of his health is recovered.
Yay.
How do you know that?
I mean, it would make sense.
He's all knowing.
It makes sense. Why would
traps?
all 4 of them or all 5 of them would require to summon them? Summon it.
Notice how he said Ray, which
I wonder if
signifies
Simulcrum
out
would
of
work.
game,
Cathra, swing!
which also means
Long
that you can
sword.
use out of game information, like how you
That
told
was
us.
horrible.
I wonder if Simulcrum would work on the Titan.
Well, you see, there is a way to fight metagaming, and that is to
Why?
change the mechanic.
That is true.
Let it not happen again. Because,
He will erase your character's name from the Book of Life.
I mean, I've already erased one of your characters.
17 damage to the claw.
With what weapon?
Longsword.
Wait, sword? You mean?
It said longsword.
What are you doing?
These are mine.
I know. Why do you keep putting them with my die?
I accidentally did it.
I mean, I'll keep
no,
them.
no,
I don't
no,
mind.
no, 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 no.
I need more die. We always do.
Anabelle.
Anabelle, swing.
No, it's not your turn.
How dare you? I have a 27 for initiative.
That's nice. The
So do I have any
face,
modifiers
which is
that
right next to you.
increase my damage?
Your dex.
Does
Which
this wink
does
at me?
for not shooting, right? Not
No.
Can I caress its
Or,
face lovingly?
Your damage plus is here.
it
Plus
roars
five,
right in
plus
your
five,
face,
plus five,
and then
plus 3.
opens
For
its
longbow,
gaping
it's
maw
plus 5. Long sword plus 3.
and attempts to
Oh, I still
close it
can
around you.
No.
That
No,
is your
I'm
attack.
not happy with this.
That's your attack plus bonus.
Should I make a deck
That's
save too?
Heroic
It's not a
dodge.
save.
Could I have attack one?
Would Darvin make a deck
You
save
will
as
need
well?
a minimum of 14.
It hits. Do you want to know the number? It's 36.
58, 35, 102.
Does he
It
have to
doesn't
make
really
a
matter
save?
if it's above 20.
You take.
Wait, God. No.
Yes,
He has disadvantage. It's worth a shot.
same number.
Bullshit. You expect me to see that?
Get up off your ass and look.
Hell no, that's
He's
too far away.
lazy.
217.
Okay.
Plus 19 to hit.
Plus 19.
Plus 19.
You
to
take
hit.
72 piercing damage,
Half.
He can only hit me. Or, sorry, he can only
and you
hit
are grappled.
on fucking 2.
Wait,
That's
Actually, and 3.
is
That's
he
it.
sucking on me?
2, 3, and 4.
Yes.
And then 1 is next.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
There's a joke in there somewhere. So you're inside his head right now. Stab it through the roof. Stab it into the head.
Mm-hmm.
Roof of the mouth.
So what's
It
half?
swings its head
So what's
towards Darvin.
what's half of 72?
How many
36.
fucking attacks does it have?
All the attacks.
All of the attacks. 30.
All the attacks.
He has disadvantage. Assume disadvantage.
31.
Stop.
In the name
You take
of
64 piercing damage.
What the fuck?
Oh, please say that out loud again. I don't think I heard you correctly.
Who's the last thing to hit it? Oh, that's right. Cathra,
What?
the claw, now that I can see.
Oh.
The claw.
Listen, Jim Carrey.
Lovely.
No.
56 slashing damage.
Why do you
What
have
about
to do
its
these things?
disadvantage?
It hits.
Disadvantage is nothing, pretty much, to this thing.
It's fucking worth a shot.
How much for
To hit
Catherine?
Catherine, I have to roll a 0.
You have to roll
You know,
one.
that's kind of impossible.
You can roll a 1.
Oh, yay. A
Or to
one.
just hit Catherine, I should say.
How much did Catherine take?
56.
So I'm at 137. I'm at.
Math. Athena.
Can I use that?
None of those hit. Oh,
Really
wait,
my
this one
phone,
hits.
but hey.
81.
So I gotta roll a 15 or higher to hit.
19 damage.
19 damage?
19 magical.
A 15
19
for my regular
magic.
short sword and a 18 for the magical one. Like the extra magical one. Awesome. I'm never gonna hit anything.
Anything else?
That's it.
And I'm the assassin.
Actually, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah, Gaga used that.
Me too.
move back 35 feet.
You're moving back 35 feet?
Yes.
Okay, soon.
Keep going.
Yeah, I'm getting
I'm be off the map.
phone.
Alright,
Hey,
so
phone.
you're off the map.
I don't know.
Opportunity attack to you.
Okay.
Does a 26 hit?
You
Does-
got disadvantage.
How far is your aura?
50 feet.
Guess what? He's out of your range.
It has disadvantage.
To what?
Escape of the horde.
The horde.
Escape the horde.
There's no horde. There's one creature.
No.
It gives disadvantage too. 2 opportunity attacks. Yeah, it still hits.
hits.
Yeah. I figure as much. Might as well like play the role.
What's your AC?
At the moment it's a 17.
Guess what?
He needs to roll.
I don't even need to roll.
You need to roll.
That's if you get
56 slashing damage.
How much?
56.
56.
Am I like? Is it me and Ayla are the only ones that you don't instant hit?
Pretty much. But I don't have to roll very high to hit you.
Probably need to roll like a 2 or something like
Rangrim.
Dex save.
It chooses to succeed.
Would he still have disadvantage?
Oh, it has advantage. It makes it.
I hate you.
that. Right. What spell?
He hasn't missed an attack yet.
Right. What spell are you using right now?
Incendiary cloud.
You don't have Meteor Swarm ready?
I don't have meteor storm period. Because I'm an idiot.
Where's the AC? Oh, armor class, right? That's what it says. And once that goes down, you die?
Once your
Once
HP goes
this
down.
guy goes
I
down.
don't know where
Okay.
Is that Aloy's max health?
What?
It's not much.
98.
It's not much, is it?
Do you remember? Level up HP.
40 on a
From level
bell,
10, so
20.
5 rolls of HP
5 rolls of attack.
because he's at 15.
And I moved it
Yeah.
10 feet that way, but
Wait, for
it
me
doesn't
or
matter. It's getting hit.
Because the character was originally made at level 10,
It doesn't
and then I
move.
forgot to bring it to 15.
Oh, you moved the.
So I'm
Cloud.
getting more HP.
Since Annabelle's on the inside,
Annabelle, it chomps you
I don't like you.
And then each of those levels is +1.
and attempts to swallow.
Con is 0.
There's such a good joke right there, but the boy's sitting right next to me.
21.
That hits.
Do I have disadvantage?
What? Against who?
Still hits. You take 72 piercing damage,
Half.
and you are swallowed.
Bye, guys.
You are blinded and restrained.
What's
And you
half
will
of
take
72?
acid damage at the start of each of your turns.
Plus 41.
I don't have
49.
Hey God,
Yes.
Charlie may have fallen victim to one of everyone's biggest issues.
What is it?
Not having a pencil.
No.
Looking at you.
Not having a pencil?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I got one.
Free
Oh,
action.
you did?
Annabelle,
I
Alright,
Annabelle, it's
it's
your turn.
now. Plus 4.
Annabelle
plus
climbs
41.
out.
So
Plus
then
40.
Oh,
plus 40.
I'm sorry. Take
You're done.
56
I got
acid
one.
damage.
Somebody use my card.
No.
Yes.
What is the number?
You
No.
cannot dodge the
98
acid
plus what?
damage.
41.
Sure I can.
There you go.
41, that's 130.
You already used your reaction.
130.
On
130.
my
You
last
can't use
turn.
your reaction on
130.
your turn.
I was
Why
checking
can't
You
my
can only
notes.
use your reaction on a different turn.
Well, it's gonna insta kill me, but
Sure.
Oh, 130.
139.
139.
Ah,
Oh yeah, because the 8.
I mean, it's not going to insta-kill you.
next round it will.
So another person's about to
Stab
die.
it! Stab it in the throat!
I'm gonna attempt to cut my way through the throat.
You're not dead yet?
I have 19 hit points.
Attempt to cut! You will have sneak attack.
That would be nice.
Get a crit.
Oh look, I got a crit.
Good job.
And the other one is a 19.
Am I useful?
19 finished? Or 19 on the die?
No, it's a 9 on the die.
Oh, but
It has to be over 20.
you're not able to pierce anything
I know.
with that second shot.
So he didn't cut through.
He didn't
No,
cut through. No.
Crit.
The
What crits do
should.
is
The crit
if you get
cut.
the 20
Yes.
on die, that counts as a crit. You roll twice the amount of dice. That you
And if
originally
you're a
rolled.
rogue who gets sneak attack, you
You
roll,
roll all d6s.
because, like, what is it? Every 3 levels, you get another d6? Right? Is it 3 levels?
Something like that.
It's either 2 levels or 3 levels. Either way.
He has a book right behind him.
I have a book right here.
There's 2 books over there.
We all have books, pretty much for the most part. Well,
This is gonna take me a minute.
15% of the room doesn't own a book.
We'll do the magical.
Have you been buying extra dice to accommodate?
I
your-
have so much dice at home.
If you would like, I have one of those, like, 30 dice cubes, that's all. Welcome to D&D. Congrats, you're now in there.
Ah, I was in there
Oh,
far.
look at that.
less.
You're now
But I guess this is the typical dice for
40 cold damage.
2 levels. Every 2 levels.
Yeah. Okay.
every 2 levels what?
He
He gets more
another
d6 to do.
d6. So at level 20, he gets 10 d6s for sneak attack.
Sure.
Yes. But he's at 16 or 17 right now, so that'll probably be 8 or 9 d6s. And with the crit, we doubled that.
Plus your weapon's
It
base
is.
damage.
But he's using
It is.
natural short sword, so
Can I have more?
that's, I think that's a plus 2
One
or
more
3
handful.
or a 1. Could be a 1.
Oh. 97 magical damage. Do I escape? Because I do have movement speed.
You feel something oozing from.
I feel as if I've emerged from a womb.
You are spit out.
Heal me! Anabelle screams.
Annabelle!
Don't tell me what to do!
As the monster
Don't
roars
tell her what to say.
as the monster screams in the background. Or roars.
That's all she asks of you. And don't put her on display.
Annabelle casts. Wait for it.
In the meantime,
Annabelle cast.
Aloy, the claw swings at you.
No!
Amulet.
I am assuming that a 24 hits.
Okay, so what do I do?
Fuck.
So what do I do?
56
Did you take
slashing
out one?
damage.
How much?
So just
56.
save your HP, right? What your HP is, your current HP.
So it's 56 minus your total.
So I put
Other way
minus 56.
Yeah. Or you can do the
Paletris.
other way around. You can just count up the damage.
So what? What
You
do I
could
do?
either count up the damage or you can subtract.
Divine
56.
intervention.
Oh, just-
The class feature. Divine intervention.
How much did I get? 56 damage?
I asked for my god to
You
help
get
me in
56
any
damage.
way possible.
Minus your maximum health.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's better than
Okay.
healing.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Why
Three
don't your
more
gods
hits from that, I'm pretty sure.
return phone calls? Remind me?
Wait, so I can't do anything
When
I'm
the
being
level
hit?
says that they have to.
I'm immobile.
At the moment.
What are you at?
Like, technically, like, each round,
Aloy,
it happens immediately.
you are blessed. You have advantage. Plus, you add 1d4 to your attack rolls.
Go ahead. I'm waiting. This should be good.
Saving throws and ability checks, right? All three.
So what do I do?
Plus 4 to everything.
Kathra,
So everything.
you are blessed.
1d4 plus.
Yay!
Okay, so show me
You
what
may
it
add
is.
1d4 to any attack roll,
you don't
saving
write it
throw,
down.
or
Just keep in mind that you
Yeah.
have
Ability
1d4.
check.
You have
Okay.
plus 1d4 when
I'll
you're
just put it in the
having
corner.
saving throws and all that stuff.
Or I could just leave this here.
Or you can.
Athena,
Yes.
you are blessed.
I think it's worth it just for that face.
Oh my god. Oh,
The
that's
exact opposite
priceless
where he
for
went
that face.
So who blessed me? There was divine intervention. Bless.
Still need a heal.
Apparently, you're.
Whenever
Oh,
a
yeah.
target makes an attack roll
Kind of.
or a saving throw before its spell ends, the
It's
target
more like
can
I
roll
called
a
them and they
D4
texted me back.
and add the number rolled to the attack
They.
or saving throw.
You asked for help.
Okay, so who helped?
In any way possible.
Possible.
Basically, he had divine intervention. The gods have chosen bless as that help.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Action,
That's a
Massio.
simplified way to put it.
Was it?
Massio.
As a bonus action.
What? Divine, yeah.
Oh, Massio. Good.
What do you call it? 7 to me. 56 to you. Steve, what we got? What'd you take?
I'm pretty sure 700 covers the whole party.
Well, yeah, I need
So I'm
100.
getting full health.
I need 161.
So I go back to.
You're at full health.
You're at full health.
So right. So what's my number then?
Okay.
Whatever
What's
your-
max? What's your max right now?
What was it? 98.
Did you write it down?
139.
No.
Oh, okay. So I just erased that.
Beneath your, like, right underneath your max up, that's where you're gonna write your current. So that way you know your max up always.
You
Oh.
just grab a piece of paper,
I love Matthew.
and that way you don't have to keep erasing on your character sheet.
You like Matthew?
You just write down your
Oh,
total,
mass heal.
as it goes dwindling down.
Or you do what me, Yanni, and Ian do, which is add the amount of damage together, and then once it gets past your max, that's when you're done.
Either way works.
Is it my turn?
It is Aloy's turn.
Oops.
Giant claw
Roll
to
throw
the
damage.
left.
Roll down.
Giant head to the right.
No, you're not.
No, which one's damage?
And your character would be
So
okay with that.
That's
No,
the
they
this one.
wouldn't.
Yes.
I just roll this one.
Lawful
Try to roll
good.
14 or higher.
Lawful good doesn't mean martyr.
It doesn't mean that he was going to run away from battle while the rest of the party continues
You're not
on.
wrong. but, like,
Second attack. You have 2 attacks.
14.
Just
Oh, good.
hits.
He's reaching for another hand.
I'd love to live to fight.
I hit
Then
14.
fight to die.
So
It's
that's
almost like
14
I know
plus
what you're
11. That's 25.
25?
Yes.
What are you doing? You're
He's shooting.
shooting arrow? At what?
Cool.
The head or the hand?
Just
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, good.
Everybody needs a little head drop from time to time, though.
That's
Hey.
D8. This is what the longbow
What
uses.
is that?
Okay.
to
Oh.
do that.
I thought you were listening
Also, I
to the
can roll
stream.
this.
Yeah, roll that for the damage.
No, I have one earbud in. Still hear you.
You hear it 30 seconds later.
It's
6,
gotta get confusing.
and then you
Uh-huh.
add +5.
6 plus 5.
Yes.
How many did you do?
So that's 11.
A handful. 2 handfuls.
He asked for a handful.
Like
And
this handful or
that's
your
11
handful?
My handful.
magical.
That's not so bad.
11 magical damage.
11. Yeah, 11 magical damage.
Yeah, he's still got a lot left.
Yes.
He's like halfway through.
So.
Yeah.
Longbow
Yeah,
uses
so
Like I said before, this will be the last handful.
this
Yeah,
is
no,
this
throw
you
all
use
shells out that
for
I
all attack rolls,
fucking ate.
whether
Oh,
it's
to
a-
see if the attack will miss or hit.
yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Whether,
Also, do we know how much HP the boss has left? Or
No.
We never know that.
you never know that.
Just,
You can assume.
You can
based off
assume
of-
what happens,
They are bloody.
but
They are mortally wounded.
Yeah.
They are barely standing. That's how
well, at least it's a little bit more merciful than Kingdom Hearts. Without the scan, of course.
without the scan, yes, without the scan.
Darvin,
Yes?
you go.
Disengage.
Where you going?
But there are certain spells
Back
that,
this way?
that will
Mhm.
let you not look at its HP, but
As
like
far as you can
let
go?
look at the
Mhm.
stats. Sometimes it's
I
not
always
really
love it
worth
when the
because
lawful good fighter runs
if
away.
it's a boss. you
Are
just
you
look
running
at
away?
everything.
Well, he's getting out of the way of the head, anyways.
Okay. Keep in mind, if you run away, you take Gios damage.
No, not necessarily.
Leaving the party behind. Yes.
He's not leaving the party behind.
That's the, if you run away, running away assumes that he is leaving.
Listen, sometimes running away is not a bad idea.
No, but
it's
it's
called
leaving the party behind.
I run away in Pokemon battles.
advancing
It works.
backwards.
Sometimes.
It's called retreat. It's
It's
Yes,
advancing
if the
backwards.
rest of the
it's
party,
actually a sound strategy sometimes.
if
Yeah,
the rest of the
exactly.
party isn't agreeing with said strategy, you're like not benefiting the party.
Another enormous claw
And at which point you will be taking Gios.
crashes out of the ground and lands there.
Emerge from the ground?
That is why I ran. And I have to run. I'm gonna run, not on the by the edge of the map, but I'm gonna stay in the map. So I
I'm
can
off
at
the
least.
map.
Why?
Makes sense. You've died too many times.
I'm a ranger. Is there any point for me to stay close in melee range?
I'd really like to get out of melee range too, but it hasn't been my turn yet.
You're pro.
There's that.
Yeah, full health though.
Yay.
We're literally just stalling, though. We haven't really done much to the.
To the actual creature.
Yeah.
I've done like 137 damage to it, not counting my.
Catherine,
We also don't know how much HP it has.
Disengage. Over there.
over where? This way?
So I got spells I can use.
Oh.
And then one to the. Wait, is that 25 spaces?
Well, yeah.
She's gonna cast.
You use your action to disengage.
Oh.
Unless you have a bonus action you can cast.
No.
No?
Mind.
A 20-foot reach with the bite.
Of course.
Paletris
Look at you.
tries to bite you.
Okay.
Crit.
It has disadvantage.
It's gonna be a fun ride.
2 less than a crit. Still hits. You take 72 piercing damage and you are grappled. You.
No. Because reasons.
Drags its horns back, crossing your path. It has advantage because you're prone, so normal roll. Crit.
Light.
That-
Can't
that-
have more than 1 disadvantage.
yeah.
Besides, you're in the mouth.
Half.
Where
That's
is it?
100 something damage. Or more.
half.
Half would be 64.
I'm okay with that. I'm not
Otherwise,
okay
it would
with
have been
100-something
128.
damage.
Otherwise, it would have been 128.
Ow!
Rangrim.
Does Anabelle goes flying because of that horn?
No. Just rakes across.
Oh, missed. Just slightly missed, but still hurts.
Claw attack to Rangrim.
Oh.
24.
Yeah, of course that fucking hits. Are you kidding?
56 slashing.
Hold on. What do I roll for concentration? D20, right?
Yes.
Uh-oh. I rolled a 3.
Cloud is gone.
Sad face and tears.
Do you have a stronger spell?
That's a 9th level.
Darvin.
Why?
Okay.
So,
Wait, how much
what are
was
the
that?
odds that Mike
56 slashing.
really thought
For
through
me?
the
Yes.
blue potion?
That was 56 for me, too?
56 for you too.
There is the possibility that, casting a spell on the blue potion might do something.
Maybe.
Casting a spell on the blue potion?
On the blue potion.
Sure, it might do something.
Have you thought about it?
Oh,
Maybe.
it's only an 8th level. Not my bad. I don't get 9th level until... Wait a minute, I have 9th level.
Athena.
Shit.
This is starting to look a little dire, guys.
I don't know if I actually added my 9th level spells to this thing.
Starting to look dire.
Did you really think that this was going to be a pushover?
No.
Okay.
But all right. I didn't add the cards to the deck thing. I do have 9th level. I may use it in a second.
Can't have 9th level.
I have 9th level. Yeah. Random is a 17. He gets access
That's
to one
not
9th
a
level
total
spell.
miss.
Really?
Can I see your calculator?
I got it.
No.
Please action me because I think
Level
My
17.
Second
I
attack.
Level
I need
17
you to buy
fire
it.
kick my
That's a hit.
Well, they didn't get it until 18.
Nope, 17. It's the first. 17 is the first level I can get.
God.
How much to hit?
How much it hit?
I don't know. What were you attacking?
Oh yeah. This one is a 30.
Oh.
31.
So, are we gonna run away, or are we gonna stay and fight? I just need a consensus here.
I think the party's dumbfounded.
Especially him.
Logically speaking, out of game. He has a second campaign lined up. If this thing were to get let loose on the world, that second campaign couldn't happen.
Wait, they can cross over?
Yes, it's in the same world.
God.
Oh.
A 32 to hit.
A what?
32 to hit.
32?
32 to hit.
That hits.
God.
And
How
if that
much
were
did
to
I
happen,
take
right,
last before I was healed?
11?
then, like,
How much did I take total
he
before I was
was
healed?
this time making
I don't
the
know.
second adventure.
Wait,
That
do I-
never happened.
I give that. I give that in
Is there a
information to
chance
you.
that, like, you can capture a beast but not kill it?
Yeah.
You want to try to capture
fuck
this
no.
thing?
Fuck
Huh?
no.
You want to try to capture this thing?
Well, the new guy does, but
How do you plan on capturing? You want to jump on its back and maybe tame it?
Just pet it once.
25 damage.
Give
25
it a little,
magical.
say it's okay.
charisma check, right?
By the way,
Animal handling.
God, I was badly bleeding before. I
You were
accident-
healing. You
You
were
were
healed.
I know, but
From that.
I accidentally
What was it again? 20?
cheated my
25.
hit
25.
points. I thought I was at 86. I
You
subtra-
got mass healed.
No, I know.
Or
I
everything.
subtracted 6 instead of 56.
Your shot causes it to start bleeding.
Okay.
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 I mean, I'm assuming it's like the kind of bleeding that happens when you get like a little bit of a deep paper cut. Well, like,
Like blood is seeping out of it.
It just started to seep out. It's just the blood started to seep after all the
You
attacks.
got somewhere close to a vein.
I would assume cutting myself out of its neck might have hit something.
No, I
Oh.
think you.
Paletris.
Yo.
It chomps on you.
It tries to swallow.
Do you have any fire spells?
It chomps you.
What was its roll?
Where is Paletris?
7. Plus 19.
God, where is Paletris?
Inside.
Don't get swallowed.
Inside.
I have a
No,
plan.
where is Paletris?
Inside.
You
Where?
take 72 piercing damage. And you are swallowed.
You might see a hole from which I came out of. You should definitely try to get out that way.
Or attack.
You are blinded and restrained.
Oh yeah, see. That might be difficult.
And on the start of each of your turns, you will take acid damage.
Or you can cast Spirit Guardians.
Yeah.
That works too. Actually, if you cast Spirit Guardians, what's the range of that?
I don't remember.
60? So if you spat out in the middle, would that would it count
It's
as
not
all 3
60.
damage?
God.
Well, no, because now you're inside of
It's
it.
15.
No, I'm saying once you spat out, because there's the head and there's 2
Yes,
claws.
once you spat out, it would.
And then
I will remind you that it is a concentration spell.
yes.
So every time he takes damage, he will have to make a concentration.
Yeah.
No, I'm
15,
just wondering, like, it's because this is one creature, but it's still technically a separate entity. If an area effect attack would actually do damage instead of once, but 3 times.
No, it only do damage once.
Only once.
Anabelle, you are prone.
Anabelle stands up and runs towards Rancor. Actually, with my bonus action dash, which is half
Oh,
and then plus 35.
And you want to do disengage too, because
As far as I can get to.
You'd be able to make it. And that was your turn.
I'm okay with this.
Paletris, take 56 acid damage.
Okay.
Just to let you know, that was a total so far of 190 something damage.
Okay.
72, 72, and then 56.
That's more than 190.
And the same.
Actually, yeah.
Jump.
So
Yeah.
144
Yeah.
and 56 is
Yeah.
200 damage.
I am done.
You're down?
Are you down? No.
What?
I am done. My turn is done.
Are you down?
Oh, you don't die as soon as that happens. You can go
No.
down.
Yes.
you go down.
I am
And-
pretty fucking dead.
You have 3 rolls, or if you're
Or
attacked when you're down,
He's inside the thing and he's going to
Fail.
insta die
you have 3 death saves.
because the death saves will automatically fail every time he takes damage.
Yes.
You're gonna die.
Probably. Don't worry though.
Aloy,
My divine intervention cast bless.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, don't forget you have less.
Yeah.
What if
So
I believe in a god? Like, not wolf.
You've witnessed Paletris. Don't. It's not worth it.
all right. So just
What was the question?
Should
So
we
it's
believe
What
in
if
a
my
God.
god?
god
That's
wolf believe in a god?
Second
Yes.
time.
The Dwarven God.
Is this the other
The
one?
only true God.
or does it not matter?
It just doesn't matter.
There are multiple.
There's only one real God. It is the
That's
Dwarven
us.
God.
Wes,
There are literally multiple dwarven gods.
you can still move.
The one that I speak
Yeah,
of is the
move
one
away.
true God.
Do you know the name of it?
But
Yeah,
I
just-
wouldn't.
You
What?
wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
die
You
there,
still
right?
wouldn't. No, just move away.
Or
Start
I
moving
can't
away.
David, should I
pronounce
move
it
away?
properly. Rorix.
Probably. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, if you... Would he take an opportunity attack from the head?
He has to move. He has to move out of its range.
Is he within the head's range? I can't see.
He's within the arm's range.
Okay. As long as you don't move out of the arm's range, you shouldn't take an opportunity attack.
So move towards the edge of the arm's range. Just basically, like move with the party.
Yeah, I'll move with the party then.
The arms have a 30-foot reach.
Yeah, I figured it was quite a long reach, considering it's a large creature. No, a titanous creature.
Aloy. Darvin.
I'm gonna disengage
Okay.
and go that way towards the party. Cathra?
Gun!
That's a nice piece.
Thank you.
Oh my fucking god. I just realized something.
What?
That we're
Random
screwed.
should be able to single-handedly kill the thing.
Yeah.
Jump inside of its mouth, fucking wall of force. Make a bubble.
I was thinking so much worse than that.
You would literally
Fine.
break its head open.
Finger of deaths.
No. But I was thinking so much worse than that.
A tail erupts.
Oh no.
Cathra.
I ask my god, or a god Aurorex, to please help my friend Paletris.
It's the first time you've prayed to a god.
Yes, it is.
Make a religion check.
Uh-oh.
11?
Total?
Yep.
The creature roars in your directions. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Everybody?
Wisdom saving throw.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Ah!
So I just grab the dice and
Rigor.
I have to roll.
19 on the die. Plus 5, 24.
So what do I have to roll?
Anabelle
Just
failed.
roll.
Annabelle fails.
Anabelle failed.
I did.
I rolled a 4.
I rolled a crit.
I get a +0. I think.
Roll that.
Yeah, +0.
I rolled a crit.
Plus, I got 20 on the die.
20 on the die.
What did I get?
You got.
Oh, I need to
14
do Catherine's
plus
too.
2. That's 16.
16.
So do I hit?
Anabelle and Aloy, you are frightened.
Already?
God, I rolled a 16, or I got a 16.
You can repeat that saving throw at the end of each of your turns. You have disadvantage as long as this creature is within line of sight. You're in a big open chamber, so.
Yeah, you're gonna be in line of sight.
God.
Even if you attack, but you still might as well attack. You can't run towards the creature though.
You cannot willingly move towards the creature.
Hey God, I rolled a 16 for Cathra.
Oh, then Cathra is frightened also.
Wait, Cathra has a bonus. What's your charisma?
That's true. Cathra has a bonus.
For
So being
wisdom?
frightened is bad.
Is it a wisdom?
Very bad.
It was
Cathra's
We're in
blessed,
deep
right?
shit.
Cathra is also blessed.
David. Are we in deep
4.
shit?
And
So
then,
you are not frightened.
so 20.
You're not frightened.
Yes. So actually, you would have if you're originally Cathra, you will also have plus. What's your charisma?
11?
11 is a +1.
No.
No.
+0.
+0.
Yeah, it'd have to be a 12.
Rangrim,
So no.
claw attack. 23. 56 slashing.
Troll flavor.
Still up?
I have the highest hit points in the party, yes. Yes, I'm still
Is that a challenge?
Troll flavor.
up. No.
Oh, I don't know what you said.
Troll flavor.
Troll.
Control
flavor.
flavor.
I'll eat some troll flavored gummy bears.
Ew.
Yes.
Cathra.
Hey, troll my
Claw attack.
Why?
Veilbog flavored. Which is basically what's it? Green putty?
20.
Yeah,
Bleh.
green putty.
Yeah, no crap.
56 slashing damage.
Oh my god. I'm still up.
You're still up?
Or I'm bruised.
That's weird.
I'm gonna grape you.
Athena.
Never had these before.
Gonna move farther back. And firing. Should I use it? Yeah, I'm gonna use it. Gonna charge attack and sharpshooter.
You are 60 feet away, just so you know.
Yes. Gonna use inspiration that. That hits.
What was it?
That was a 32.
Okay. And what charge are you using?
I'm using the radiant.
Radiant?
Yes. I don't need that. Oh wait, I had that too. That.
It hits.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So first,
Is it all radiant? Or some
I
of it is regular magical?
think it's all radiant.
Is this from your arrow? Your special arrow?
Yeah. This from the special.
From the bow?
So. For
What are you attacking?
the head. Or it doesn't matter. It's all within range for me.
To be fair, it's kind of big.
At 600 feet, it's not much for me.
So why would you go for the head? That's the highest piece part of the.
Oh, I can't like
7. What?
We all have the same HP and same health pool.
This is a humongous creature.
It's quite big.
No, it's a gigantuous. Dreadful.
Is this the largest creature you guys have ever fought?
Yeah.
That explains the challenge.
The other party fought Tiamat, but I'm pretty sure this is bigger than Tiamat, correct?
No.
Well, this is the biggest thing I've ever fought.
Tiamat would technically be around the same size as this thing.
The Tiamat.
The mini doesn't really do Tiamat justice.
Yeah.
Gigantuous. Is that how you pronounce it?
These things aren't exactly the scale.
34 damage? 34 radiant?
Yeah, that's it.
I believe so. I could be doing the math wrong though. 11, 21,
32.
26. Because I got 7 and die. 7 damage plus 11, that's 18. Plus 10, that's 28. Plus 5.
33.
33, 34, yeah. Second attack.
Bleeding a little.
Of course, the next attack I got crit.
Wait, you sound upset about that.
The first attack was like his really heavy hitting one.
So he has to roll higher for it to hit harder?
Crit means you hit harder overall. Because
You do double damage.
Naturally.
Yeah, so whatever you're rolling, so I was rolling 2d8s and 46s. Times that by 2. Yes. That's it. You got
Is
crit.
my turn next?
By the way, I learned something the other day. According to the DMG, when the creature crits, instead of just doubling its damage, you're supposed to take the average damage and then actually roll the crit damage, which could work in your favor, but could also make it even worse.
Like triple the damage.
Right.
What?
18 magical.
18 magical?
Last
Yes.
week, were you fighting this?
It just started to erupt out of the ground last
I was
week.
wondering if there was at any point that it would spit somebody out again.
If it does, it's going
It's
to
a
be
19,
using as a projectile.
18.
18?
18?
I can cast Spare the Dying on you. If it does.
I don't need spare the dying. I need a health pot.
Yeah,
No, I know,
yeah,
but
18.
in the interim.
Bleed a little more.
There's just a little more bleeding.
Rangrim.
Now,
Do max damage.
it says I can choose who, like in the spell, it says I can choose who is immune to
The
this
wizard
spell.
thing?
Do you have to be able to see it?
It does not
The
say
wizard
that.
thing, though.
It's in the book and in the spell that I can choose who in my party it doesn't affect.
Read how it's written.
Where is it? It's only like this. Oh, you and creatures you designate at the time you cast a spell can pass through and remain near the wall without harm. So I could choose to, Paletris on the slim chance that I see him again, see her again.
Yes.
A shivering, multicolored plane of light forms a vertical opaque wall up to 90 feet long, 30 feet high, and 1 inch thick. Alternatively, you can shape the wall in a sphere up to 30 feet in diameter, centered on a point you choose within a range, which I'm centering all the way the fuck around the head.
Okay.
Prismatic wall.
What does that do?
Lots of fun things, actually.
So it blocks the claws.
The wall
Fancy.
consists of 7 layers, each with a different color. When a creature attempts to reach into or pass through the wall, it does so 1 layer at a time through all the wall's layers. As it passes or reaches through each layer, the creature must make a dexterity saving throw or be affected by that layer's properties as described below.
Okay.
So much damage.
Okay. And
You're all immune.
so it's encircling the head at the moment?
Mhm.
Fair enough.
It's basically 9 inches thick.
Now, it's going to actually stop at some point when it crosses the neck.
No, the head is protruding out of the ground, yes?
Yes.
So 30-foot wall around to the ground.
So it stops coming.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. What you're saying. You're
Basically putting a bowl on top of it.
putting a bowl on top of it.
So if it goes through the bowl, if it starts
Can
to
it
turn
attack?
in or near within 20 feet of the bowl, it takes damage.
Gotcha.
So much damage.
Can attacks go through
The red layer,
the wall?
yes. Well, you can. I'm assuming your arrows can't. The red layer, 10d6 fire damage on a failed save. While this layer is in place, non-magical ranged attacks can't pass through the wall. The layer can be destroyed by dealing at least 25 cold damage to it. Orange. The creature takes 10d6 acid damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful. While this layer is in place, magical ranged attacks can't pass through the wall. The layer is destroyed by a strong wind. Yellow. The creature takes 10d6 lightning damage on a failed save, half as much, yada yada.
You said it's 30, right? 30 feet?
30 feet around. This layer can be destroyed by dealing at least 60 force damage to it. Green. The creature takes 10d6 poison damage on a failed save. Oh, this is all your fault. A pass wall spell or another spell of equal or greater level that can open a portal on a solid surface destroys this layer. Blue. The creature takes 10d6 cold damage on its failed save. This layer can be destroyed by dealing at least 25 fire damage to it. Indigo. On a failed save, the creature is restrained. It must then make a Constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns. If it's successful, saves 3 times, the spell ends. If it fails, it saved 3 times, it permanently turns to stone and is subjected to petrified condition. The successes and failures don't need to be consecutive. Keep track of both until the creature collects 3 of a kind. While this layer is in place, spells can't be cast through the wall. The layer is destroyed by a bright light shed by daylight spell or a similar spell of equal or higher level. Violet. On a failed save, the creature is blinded. You must then make a wisdom saving throw at the start of your next turn. Successful save ends the blindness. If fails, the creature is transported to another plane of the DM's choosing and is no longer blinded. Yeah. Typical creature that is on a plane that isn't home plane is banished home, while other creatures are usually casted as astral or ethereal places. This layer is destroyed by the spell, magic spell, or a similar spell of equal or higher level that can end spells and magical effects.
Cool.
The head is fucked.
I know.
But Paletris can come through.
Cool. Is that it?
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
So
Anabelle.
make a Constitution saving throw.
For what? It's not touching it.
Oh, the wall sheds bright light out in a range of 100 feet, and dim light for an additional 100 feet. If another creature that you can see that can see the wall moves to within 20 feet of it, or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or become blinded for 1 minute.
Oh, it succeeds.
Legendary action can choose to succeed on things.
What does that mean?
Legendary action means
Honest choice.
But
It has legendary resistance.
the only way this head gets to do things and not get sent to an astral plane, I don't really know.
I mean, it is a Titan.
Yes. But it's a 9th level spell.
against a CR 30 creature.
And what in the shit do you think you're doing?
Counting how many.
Anabelle?
He was counting how many combos I had left. It's
Anabelle.
all.
Like math.
Sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anabelle.
Throw say deck.
Anabelle rolls saving throw.
For what?
I'm frightened.
Oh, that's right.
Does 15 work?
No. Still frightened.
Anabelle dodge.
Paletris,
What?
you fail a death save.
No.
Aloy.
My turn to attack.
Yes.
Disadvantage.
Or do whatever you want. You have disadvantage though if
Yeah,
you're
disadvantage
attacking.
when attacking.
So
Because you're afraid of it.
You roll 2 and you take the lower.
Well, roll to see if you're still frightened.
No, you have to do it at the end of your turn.
No, roll 2.
Oh. This doesn't go away until it's dispelled.
20.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you have disadvantage.
Because I have to get one that's higher than that.
You have to get one that's lower than that.
You do have bless though.
He has blessed. He got 20 in the first one.
Okay.
But the second one is a nat 1.
Are you serious?
It's a 1.
The bless will
This
dissolve
will
the nat
nullify
one.
that.
It
Okay,
will nullify the nat one.
so you're safe. Doesn't. Oh, okay. Still doesn't hit though. Your first 20 and it was on disadvantage.
So if I didn't have disadvantage, I
You
would
would
have
have
got that crit.
You would have
You
got
would've
that
hit.
crit. Yes.
Yeah.
You
would've
can
hit.
still move.
Can't help
You
it.
can also attack again.
Oh, again?
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
Should I?
Nope.
Why?
No, I should.
I'm
Yeah, you
evil
should.
and cruel and
No, you should.
you did bad things while I was away.
You have enough arrows.
You have all the arrows.
You have all the arrows.
You have all the
And
arrows.
because
For this particular fight, you have all the arrows. Just roll lower. If you can roll lower. Let's hope you don't roll lower. You roll lower. Get a 2 or higher.
I give you 1.
That works. You hit.
Because I did it.
I hit, finally!
You hit.
Yay!
Roll your d8. Plus 5. because
He's
you
already
rolled.
more useful than what is it? Egg?
Oh, you got max damage. Plus 5.
Already more useful than
Plus 5.
Ian?
8 plus 5?
13.
Yeah, 13.
13 magical.
So that's. not
Bleeding
that
a little
much.
more.
Yeah, that's not that much.
It's not that much.
Not that much.
But it's
Is
something.
that it for Aloy?
You're gonna move away?
Uh,
Actually don't because
yeah, I'm not.
you
I look like I'm in a good position.
Rangrim.
Oh,
Claw attack.
Hate you.
It hits.
I don't know.
56 slashing damage.
I'm still alive. Kinda.
Does your thing require concentration?
Are all the bosses dragons?
No.
Or can they be other creatures?
No,
There can
no.
be other
It can
creatures.
be. Bosses are. It's not exactly a
I'm sorry.
specific
It doesn't.
aspect.
It
A
doesn't-
boss could be a bandit captain.
It's 10 minutes duration. My bad.
10-minute duration?
Hey God,
That's nice.
am I in Rich the Claw? Darvin
Yes.
Yes.
and Catherine.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
I know, isn't it? Darvin! It's your turn.
Disengage, going that way.
Why am I the only one doing damage?
Catherine, disengage, go that
I
way.
did damage.
It's not Catherine's turn.
Why are the
No,
rangers
I
doing
can't.
damage? And the wizard.
Well, you see,
Darwin
Anabelle
can't do
go
anything,
any
he
closer and
disengaged.
enemy swing
We're
a lot.
injuring it though. It's starting to bleed.
Also, David, would you say that Horizon is like one of the best games in
Dude,
2017?
what?
Because I never beat it.
What
And I'm
is
thinking about it.
happening?
It's
Thinking
bringing
about
its
starting it
body.
tonight.
It's bringing its body in.
Should I?
It just completely.
Where the fuck are you going?
It completely avoided the wall.
It went down.
It completely avoided the wall.
Bye.
You're dead.
And then it explodes over here.
It started its turn. Which means it should have taken a Constitution saving throw.
It chose to exceed.
It chose to not have to do that. Actually,
The wall's still there.
it swings its tail this way.
The wall's still there.
Yeah, the wall's still
The
there.
wall's still here.
Uh-oh. Would you like draw a big circle there?
Or put a
A square. Just put a 30-foot square.
Yeah.
30 by 30 foot square.
So if he goes in that range again, he can go back into the wall.
We could go in the wall.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's actually a good thing.
Okay.
For us, it's a good thing.
Alright.
Here's my question.
Mhm.
What fucking orientation is this thing in? That its tail can be over there and it's not inside the wall.
It's big.
What
Good answer.
orientation?
Maybe-
It's big.
Maybe the tail is just the tip.
That's
Just
the
the
tip of
tip.
the tail.
Just the tip.
We might look older, but we're really not.
So arrows cannot go through.
Or magic spells.
Or magic spells.
30 feet, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you using all the rainbow colors?
It's a
It's a
prismatic,
prismatic
wall.
wall.
So everyone into the wall
Bubble.
and bubble.
So we have to
Actually,
retreat.
bubble won't protect under us though.
No. We won't.
So are we
It won't, so
retreating?
there's no point bubbling.
No, we're not retreating. Okay.
But if it crosses the threshold, it gets dealt insane damage.
Yeah. So everyone to the bubble. Or everyone to the wall.
There's a giant hole in there, you know.
That
And we
doesn't mean that we can stand in between the walls.
Oh yeah, there's a hole, so if we go through that we could die.
Can't you move
But
the
we can
wall?
still stand in between the walls.
Can't you move the
It's
wall?
9 inches in diameter, or in
To be
width.
fair, you don't know how deep that hole is.
We don't have to go in the hole. We don't have to go in the hole.
So please stop talking. or keep going, because I'm just building up ammunition.
Cathra!
It's only 9 inches
Oh,
thick, the wall.
Disengaging.
9 inches thick. Oh.
That way.
No, 7 inches
That
thick.
way?
An
Yeah.
inch per color.
Is asking a god a reaction? Or is it an action?
You can ask it anything you want. If you want it to do something, then it has to
Well,
do a religion check.
right.
Which is an action.
But
Alright.
it can
Either-
backfire, right?
Keep
Done.
your spell useless or actually make it
Done.
invisible instead.
I'm gonna pray to
I can make a wall that goes in front of us. Prismatic wall.
how do you pronounce it? The god that you said?
Works.
Rorix? God, I'm gonna pray to Rorix
Uh-huh.
and try to help him.
That almost seems.
You're gonna pray again?
Yeah, try
He's,
to help
he's
him.
asking
But
God to
it's not
pray
your
to a
turn.
god.
It is, it's
Oh,
Catherine's turn.
okay. No, it's not.
What?
Oh, yes, it is. Go ahead.
Yes.
But before that happens, since you moved.
I disengaged.
Oh, no, that's right. Go ahead.
15.
15.
Yeah.
It's better.
Rangrim,
What the
tail swipe.
Rangrim down.
That's a 29.
Rangrim is down. I have 18 hit points. Rangrim down.
Rangrim's down.
What?
Rangrim gets sucked.
Suck it to me, baby.
Am I helping or am I?
We're not really sure
It's
yet.
its turn.
You're not helping at all.
We've been really wondering that for a couple months now.
Ooh,
It
my
reaches
guide.
up.
Or Cathra.
And claws into the ceiling.
Okay. It could reach the ceiling, which we can't see.
Everybody dies.
No, the thing is like 100 feet tall. And then it's got its arm length.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, it's reaching the ceiling that we can't see.
And then grips with the other one. And begins to lift itself up the shaft.
Any noticeable weak points? Any noticeable weak points?
A little bit of blood.
I mean, there is that little region by the legs.
Oh, yeah!
Clawing again and again. Dragging itself. Until
I feel myself getting
you
closer
see,
to my god.
all you see that's left is the tail swinging. And then even that is gone.
Are we sure that that's a tail?
I'm
Wait,
sure it's a tail.
wait, it went up?
It went up.
Maybe you come out the bottom?
I'm going to see my god. Leave me alone. I hope your mini breaks.
I got another one.
Find it, boy.
I'll get it.
You fail another dex save.
I had one more.
Anabelle turn?
In the distance,
You were crapped out.
you hear
An enormous.
the enormity of its roar as it echoes down to you.
Oh, beautiful.
You kind of sounded like that.
Yeah, it doesn't say beautiful. And you also see enormous stones
Just crumbled it
just
down to the ground.
falling from the blackness that is above.
Can those rocks crush us?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, fun.
Yes. You have
Luckily,
this
it was
there.
over there.
What
Yeah.
would be really cool is if somebody could drag Paletris closer so I could give him a healing pot. Or,
Wait,
it's
what?
gone now, I
Let me
can
out?
run.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anabelle runs up and pours a healing potion down Paletris' throat. So that Paletris' first reaction upon opening her eyes is, oh my god, not you.
No, my first reaction is I'm blinded by the prismatic wall. And then I'm like, yes, I'm finally here to see my god. Wake up. Oh, fuck, it's you.
You see the white light, but not the right one.
And Athena's just gonna fall into the
Oh, look, a
ground.
rainbow.
She's gonna
That thing
fall
went
into
up
the
there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Take me with you!
Oh.
Says,
A boulder the size of a car. Land.
So now it's fully
What is
stood
What is
up and
this
it can
car?
run. It can run towards the next scenario, right?
This is just
A hiccup.
Wait,
The
I'm
beginning
sorry.
of
Ask
the
that
end.
question again.
So it's like fully stood tall now at this point.
no,
It's-
it's
It's
up in the
above
ceiling.
you now. It's crawling up this this shaft.
Come on, Scooby-Oo. Let's go after it.
Scooby.
I think we should take a long rest. And you should change your spells a bit.
I have Earth.
Actually, would have been
You should
helpful.
get a better spell book.
I have a
Earthquake-
second spell. I have a second spell.
Earthquake would have been helpful. So
Did anybody decide that they were going to help Rangrim?
Yes,
Yes.
Anabelle is going to do that right
Okay.
after.
Earthquake would have been helpful because it's underground.
Yes, but so are we.
But for how long?
Wait,
Aren't there trolls back there?
if the terrace goes like all the way up, right? Like through the entire thing, right?
Why don't we follow
That's a
it?
stable connection for you to go cast your magic shit to the rest of the world, so we can go and teleport.
I was planning on it as soon as I woke up Rangrim.
Let's do that.
Rangrim casts, what is it, teleportation circle?
That would be the spell.
Fuck you.
What the fuck do you mean? There's a fucking hole.
How big is the room we're in right now?
Large.
Enormous.
You know, if you don't see the edge of the.
You can't see the edges of it.
Okay.
Oh.
Do we hear anything in the?
It took you half a mile to walk to this spot.
So the prismatic wall is still there.
No, it fades after 10 minutes.
Wait, did you cast teleportation circle and I went?
Yeah.
Damn it!
It's
The
like
spell fizzled.
it's almost like you're not paying attention to us. You're waiting for it to show up in the. Because he just heard it. He just heard it in his ear.
Yeah. No. Take off the headphones.
Oh, so in other words, he was carrying on because he just found out that it left.
No. I knew it left, just not.
God, I'm awake, right?
Yes.
Gate.
What?
Gate. What does that do?
Oh, it's a fun spell.
Imagine teleportation circle, but for one person, it's a small little portal, and it takes me to a different plane of existence.
Ayukes?
Well, I mean, it's better than him telling us it fizzled. I mean, that's a really different
No,
and new.
like my question is, like, you wouldn't even let me in. So we go say thank you to my god, but fuck you.
Unfortunately, you weren't able to travel to that other plane of existence, so you can't say thank you to that god. So,
Yeah, so I'm saying fuck you to this one.
oh, okay.
Maybe that other plane of existence doesn't exist anymore. It would explain a lot.
So.
That's
Oh,
what
you were
choose
asking
to
your
shoot.
god for help?
Yes, and my god
You get
gave me
the-
help,
You get
and
the
I was going to say thank you.
sensation that there is something else. You're in the territory of something else that is limiting your ability to use
I would've never fucking known.
teleportation
Oh, I would have never fucking guessed.
or shifting planes.
I'd like to take a long rest. All in favor?
Me too.
Athena is just dead.
Wait.
Asleep right now.
Okay.
After all this battle, yeah, she's pretty much dead asleep.
Hey, I
Is
really
it
like the
dead
light show
yet
you
or
got
just
there.
dead?
You guys
Well, like-
remember the XP I gave you last time, right?
Yes.
Kind of.
Kind of.
No.
Kind
Like,
of.
did you apply it to your character?
Yes.
No. Did you apply it to the surrogate?
I
Surrogate,
have the experience.
surrogate has 11,000.
250.
250. You have double that. So 22,500.
Question: if he takes over surrogate, would he then get full?
No.
He has to make his own character if he wants to.
He's playing your surrogate.
Oh.
So he's acting as if you were playing the
Will
surrogate.
you be coming back and staying for the next campaign?
Probably
Trying.
to see what my work schedule is.
As long as it's not Saturday, you're fine.
It's Saturday night.
Saturday night.
7. On top of that,
6.
give yourself another 22,142 XP.
22,142.
22,142.
Try to write down.
That's just
I'm-
for
Just-
me and
just
Red.
give me-
That's just for you and Random.
22,100 and.
I don't have a calculator. I don't know.
Find a calculator.
I
142.
think my sister has
43.
it.
Oh, you mean on top of the other one? Ah, hold on.
What's the max?
And how much did Charlie get?
So Charlie gets a total of 392 XP.
Okay.
And
So-
then everybody else,
Do I write that down?
Yeah.
Okay. So Marin.
everybody else at the end of this section now
How much was it?
should have a total of 44,642 on top of whatever they had.
Okay.
Not you.
So what did Charlie?
You had the first number I gave.
33 what?
Are you writing this down or am I writing this down?
I'm sending it to you in text message. 33,000.
33,392.
Oh, jeez.
So
Hey,
just to
God.
keep it as a reference.
Yeah, ignore the first one, the 2,
Hey, God.
1, 4.
Done. Can you please add
How
what
much
we
did you get? It
got
was 43 what?
to
44642.
228?
446.
182, 228 is 226,870.
Okay. And then the next one, 255,641 plus what we
Hold on a
got.
second.
So do I level up?
You get XP. Write down your XP. Like add your XP to your current XP.
Where's my XP? It doesn't. There's
You're
an
gonna
empty
say,
spot. Is that it?
Your surrogate gets less. Don't forget it.
Oh, but
it
divide
empty?
divide
No, you just put it in the wrong spot.
266,870
Yes.
by 2. For the
Your surrogate is getting
Yeah.
33,000.
Oh, I did that. Because we changed
392.
XP so much,
so
And
add
eventually it will get down to the next
182,
spot.
228.
because that part of the
To
paper
that.
will wear
So
out.
add.
You didn't
that
add-
with this.
When I said
Yeah.
last week, you didn't add anything, right?
I don't think so. I think I did.
Okay, so then you're only getting. You're only you're only really getting half the XP.
And what is my current XP right now?
I don't know what your XP is right now, but just add 22,142 to whatever you have.
To 172,228.
That's 194,370.
Oh, I thought you were seeing.
And then 255,641 to whatever experience the 44,000.
You don't get the 44,000 for Catherine.
Darwin?
How much XP do
Boy.
we need to level up?
What are you at now?
138,975.
Steve, what was that number I gave you? 44,000 what?
44642.
44642 to Darwin.
Plus.
I told you what the total was for Darwin. 226 whatever.
I need another 8,406 to level up Anabelle and 1,727 to level up Rancher.
Ray, you have the paper open or the page open that has levels.
44,000 what?
What's
What
yours
page is
at?
it?
What's yours at?
44642.
Never mind, I got it. Okay, so you got what? How much is it? 1-3 what?
138,975.
You're just below
Just below.
the next level.
Like 2 experience.
Like
Did anybody level up?
1-4.
I might have
You-
leveled up.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys take your time. It's a long rest.
I mean, I'm done.
You're done leveling up?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
How the fuck are you at 20? What the fuck did I miss?
I leveled
You
up.
missed a lot of
I
XP.
leveled up.
Alright, so level yourself
Actually,
up.
I'm 2 levels below 20.
So
you did-
finally
There
got
was
the
no
Anabelle.
fucking way in hell he was at 20. What the hell are you talking about?
You missed a lot of XP.
Yeah, you did.
You missed a lot, but
Well,
not
maybe-
enough to
well,
get him
then,
to 20.
then that means he finally caught up to me. Annabelle's at 18.
Sounds about right.
Wait, so what happens when someone
I
can't
think
be
there's
here?
one more thousand.
Does the game still go on?
half
The game still goes
on.
on.
And 5 more
So
thousand for
what
Darwin.
happens to the character?
They get XP based on how much they were there. So if
I'm
you
gonna
start
level
out a fight and you were like there for half of
I've
it,
been
you
gone
get
for
half
3
of
weeks and I don't even get a hello.
Can you die?
You just kicked my computer.
I mean,
No, your
Kinda
character
close,
becomes
but
passive.
not really.
Your character
If
is
it
with,
come back-
your character is considered to be with the party, but
Alright, I'm gonna level up
not
Darwin.
actively participating in what's going on.
At least it doesn't take you 3 months to
It's
become a
like
real
a pet.
character.
It's like a pet that was summoned. It just sits there doing nothing.
So, like for instance,
Ian's not here. So
because
imagine
because Ray was gone for 2 weeks,
Ooh, lucky
he
nuggets,
missed 2 weeks
lucky
worth of
nuggets.
stuff. His 2 characters were separated from the group, and they just now caught up to the group,
Okay.
kind of deal.
So they start off where they were,
It
and then they got to try to make their way back.
in all honesty, it's wherever it kind of fits with the story.
Okay.
In that case, but yeah, nothing happened.
Right, when
Nothing
you
happens to your characters if you're not participating, but your characters also don't advance.
That's fair. Sucks, but fair.
So, like for instance, if Ray couldn't attend for the rest of the sessions,
Ooh,
then
another marshal.
what happens to his characters is you guys don't. No one knows. Something might happen to them, but
no.
he's not involved in the event, or they're not involved in the events that occur later on.
Okay.
Never mind, I leveled up. Can I see pencil?
How did you level?
Because I didn't have the XP from before and I was going to do it later. And then I went to check.
Yeah,
33,000 would get me up.
There's probably about 80,000 XP that you missed out on.
That would have definitely leveled me up. I'm at 296
I think,
for
right?
Anabelle and
Yeah, because there's about 40,000 each week for the last couple weeks.
Yeah, just
Yes.
about.
Just about.
Do you
If I
level up
have
from
le-
just
if I have
playing a
less than
session?
half of my hit points,
You get XP for
I
killing
get-
things?
You get XP
No,
for
you
killing
get
things,
XP
there's
for
XP for
completing,
quests.
completing an objective.
Yeah.
Good.
Whether you
yes!
kill an enemy or you sneak past the enemy,
Mhm.
or you talk your way out of it.
Or you find a way to magically
There's
teleport
there's
yourself
there's
out of
also
the dungeon.
story elements that will give you XP. Like for instance, you guys didn't kill the Ether Beast in the form of an enormous Tarisk, but you did survive against it.
Yes.
So you got experience for essentially
We did significant damage. To
surviving the encounter.
We scared it.
We scared it.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
as ants would
That-
scare.
sure, if you want to
Sure,
call it that.
let's-
Sure,
let's
you
go with
scared
that.
it. It was so frightened
It ran to the surface
that
and
it
caused havoc
that
everywhere else.
it's
Yes.
running up.
No way. On rolls of 18 to 20, I get a critical hit.
Oh, yeah.
Very quickly, I might add.
What? Yes!
Probably about 80
That's
feet
so
every
cool.
6 seconds.
One turn to 6 seconds.
Pretty fast creature.
Well done.
That is quite useful.
I wonder what's going to happen when it reaches the top.
Who knows? Who cares?
Death. Lots and lots of death.
You know, this went from a baby hunt to a fighting a ethereal beast.
Hey, Steve.
Isn't it amazing what happens in Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
Steve, did I tell you?
Fucking, this
Starting
level
at 15th
sucks.
level, your weapon attacks score a critical hit on a roll of 18 to
Improved
20 for superior critical, and for survivor, I get 5 plus my
Guess what I get?
constitution modifier if I have
you get?
no more
I
than
get
half.
one more use of
What fighter is
Radiance
he?
of the Dawn,
Battlemaster, right?
which
Only
is
one.
one more use. Well, no, I get one use. Then I think it's like 5th or 6th level, I get 2 uses.
Martial
And then
archetypes.
This level, I get a third
or
use.
archetypes.
You picked one. Which is it?
You're a Battlemaster. You don't get that.
I don't.
You don't.
To me. No, he's not a Battlemaster either.
It's not.
What the fuck is he?
Great weapon fighter.
Well, no, his martial archetype
Uh,
is a Battlemaster. He has maneuvers.
I don't think I wrote
You
it.
have maneuvers.
he doesn't have maneuvers.
He does. He has done them before.
He doesn't have it written down.
Yeah, he does. He should have. Yeah. Attacks and spellcasting.
Oh, I'm looking in the wrong section.
Wait,
You-
so I don't have survivor or superior critical?
No, you don't have anything from champions.
So, are we gonna start our next part, or what's happening?
Anyone who's done leveling up.
Oh, I see it.
I'm giving him time to.
Yeah.
To,
Oh, okay.
Very-
Fix
So when
up
you
their
level up, you
characters.
pick like what slots you want things to get upgraded in and stuff like that.
Okay,
It
at certain
depends.
levels.
It depends. Like
Okay,
here, fighter.
in
Since
the,
I'm
here, ready?
So if you pick
Every so
champion,
often,
you would
like
have-
for example, for druids, at
you'd
least,
have all this.
4th level, you get an ability score improvement, which means you get 2 points that you can
What
put
level
into
are you?
any stats,
18?
or you
Yeah,
can
I get
forego
absolutely
those
nothing
and get a
anymore.
feat, which is like a special ability.
Yeah. So here, this is
I
what
get
you get per level
absolutely
for,
nothing.
let's say, fighter.
You get lots
You
of
get
things.
all this
You get
stuff.
all
Ability
these
score
things.
improvements, you improve.
The rest of it?
You have a choice of what he said.
The rest,
Numbers.
the rest of what I've written down?
You
Problem
add,
is, I
No.
can't level. I didn't level yet.
Which means
Yeah.
you get
So,
to
for
use
fighting,
one
instead
of
you
all
add
these.
you can add 2 to 1,
Yeah,
or you can add 1 to 2. So
Yeah.
1 or just add 2 to this. For a fighter.
So then I would make it +6.
Why
That
are
would
you
be plus 5.
because
Plus 5 max.
that's not what I
That'll
have.
bring up to 20. 20 is max for playable characters.
Okay.
At the level that they are now, they don't see themselves as leveling as fast. I mean, well, they see themselves leveling pretty much as fast right now, only because there's a lot being thrown at them.
Yes.
But
Hey, God, I'm gonna take a break. Do you mind, or are we?
you have 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
The first 4 levels, you'll see yourself go through like maybe once every session or 2, as far as experience is concerned.
Okay.
The way that this adventure specifically has been designed is that every episode
He tries to kill us.
represents
Oh, what's that up? What's that up top?
every episode represents one level of advancement. So, for instance, the episode they just finished is technically episode 18.
Mhm.
So, in theory, they should all be at level 18, but
People join.
There are exceptions.
people aren't here all the time, and people join in halfway.
Sometimes he makes a wizard take 3 months to become a first level character. For instance.
Hey, I treated your surrogate better than
At least you fucking got a surrogate early on in the game, and he gets full XP.
Wait, so you can't always
Do
choose
not
to have 2
complain.
characters?
Yeah, at least your circle lives.
I allowed 2 characters at this point because the
Not
group
my fault.
is small,
Mm.
and the adventure
I
is written
mean,
for 8
it's
characters.
partially my fault to annoy Mike
I've written-
with my
When it
surrogate.
started, there was 8 unique people.
Okay. What's the most you can have in a D&D session?
You can have up. You
I
can
mean,
have
you can
as
have
many.
20 or 30, but
But
8 is about the
God.
max
size,
that you want.
like each
In a
round-
sense, you could technically have the entire human population playing a single D&D game.
Right.
Will
But
it
it
We
work?
could all be
would
playing
take
it
5
now.
years. It would take 5 years to do 1 turn.
Yes.
That should be a record breaker. You can world records.
There-
Longest
there
D&D
has
The
game.
most boring
There have
fucking
been-
D&D game. Yeah, go ahead.
There have been tables that have had upwards of 20 people.
and nothing gets done. Nothing.
Usually
and
nothing gets
over an 8-hour session, they probably have done about 2 hours worth of actual activity.
Yeah.
Because one battle consists of 5 minutes per person deciding what they're going to do, enacting it, rolling damage, and then
And that's even with the experienced team.
that's
And-
not counting infighting, which happens.
You gotta figure each turn probably takes about
5 minutes.
2 to 5 minutes, and that's assuming that you know exactly what you're doing.
Oh yeah. If you don't know what you're doing, it's
That-
probably like
And-
10.
and
That's
that's-
dealing
and-
dealing with your
But
movement.
that's also
dealing
one
with
reason
your
why
action.
I got 2 characters earlier on, because I've been playing since I was in high school, and I don't know if you noticed, but we're about the same age.
Once it start, pretty much the way I rated it was once it started getting to be where I was noticing there was only like 6 of them at a time, being that it was rated for 8 characters, that was making it a little bit more difficult. So that's when I decided, okay, now we're ready to have his surrogate become level 1.
3 months later.
With the other surrogates that are in here, Cathra, Aloy, and, well, Cleric, he's dead. But there's another surrogate, Zook.
Thanks.
Those I introduced because then it was there was like 4 of them. So sometimes you couldn't make it, sometimes Ray couldn't make it.
But it's
So-
really rare when I can't make it.
2 weeks ago.
My cat died. Fuck you.
No one told me.
Well, you know, I would have texted you, but wait, why don't I have your number again? Oh, right.
You have my number. You have it blocked.
Yes, that's
So
right.
technically you still have the number. You just have to go into your blacklist.
So for each class, they have a different level.
And in theory, you could have
So like
unblocked them
fire-
and texted.
Fighting
blocked them.
style, second one,
Yeah,
fighting
but that
style
would be
would be like
Word.
that. And each class is different.
But to be
That
fair,
is
you
level.
were being obnoxious.
This is basic. They don't have any spells.
So
but let's say a warlock.
You've grown a lot in your.
They have a
in your
lot of
playstyle,
spells
by the
down
way.
on what spell list,
Mm.
so they
You
gain
used
certain
to
amount of
be
spells.
so much worse.
Per level. So
Your ability to
It's
actually
different
make not necessarily wise choices, but
Intelligent.
choices that that are defined by your character has improved,
As opposed to just
as opposed to just
Yeah.
randomly deciding to do something.
Oh, you used to do that?
like knocking on a door to a.
When you're, in all honesty,
Or-
when you're first learning how to play, you have to understand that Dungeons and Dragons, you have an unlimited amount of ideas that you can put forth.
Yeah, yeah, it's based on imagination. If you can imagine it, it's possible to somehow work it out and do it.
Now, some people try to immediately, okay, well, my character is this, this, and this, so would my character actually do this, or would my character actually do this? Other people, like David, hear that you can do anything you want, and try to do anything they want.
What were some of the ridiculous things you used to do?
Oh,
Oh Lord!
Oh god.
in this campaign, or the
In
other
general.
campaigns he's
In general, yeah.
This campaign, and then you can go on to the other ones.
Some of the
So many.
ridiculous things that
There's
you've
so
done in
many.
this campaign.
It's like logging into YouTube.
This,
to see what Trump
just to
did.
give you an idea, this specific adventure has been going on for
A year
about
and a
a
half?
year and a half, almost 2 years.
It's supposed to be shorter.
It's supposed to be a lot shorter.
A
It's
lot
supposed-
shorter.
When I designed it, it was designed to run between 40 to 60 weeks. And of course, there was maybe about 10 weeks that I couldn't run it. Out of all that.
that. Some of those are. This one.
Oh, you can get like an interim person to be
You
Dungeon
can.
Master?
You can.
I mean, I could do it, but I don't want to know what's coming in his adventures. I'm.
He did a good job of not spoiling stuff.
I mean, technically, I know a lot about what's going to happen beforehand. I just play dumb.
And that just comes from your experience.
Yeah. I've been playing. Let's see, 20 years.
One thing you have to separate
What was your
is
First edition I played was.
one thing you have to separate with this is you will tend to know more about what's going on than your character may know.
Mm.
But the definition of metagaming is bringing that knowledge into the game.
Yeah, into the game.
So, for instance, if I tell Steve that how the mechanic was actually working
Yes.
with the previous thing they did, and then Steve goes and tells
Right.
Ray,
Yeah, like I did before.
we don't have to worry because it's probably not at full health.
There's no way for Steve's character.
There's no way for Steve's character to know how much health this thing actually has.
Right.
One can infer, honestly, based on what's going on, that there was 5 of these, what's called loremasters. Just for lack of a better term, just think of magic, but now put it in a personification of that.
Mm.
So it's just literally magic that has decided that it is going to do shit by itself.
I'm alive, pretty much.
So back to his ridiculous things that he's done. Let's hear him.
Circus shenanigans.
Yes.
The Chimera, or was it Manticore?
Yes.
The Manticore.
No, it was a chimera.
The
It was a
four-
chimera?
You guys were calling it Manticore, but it was a chimera.
It was a Chimera. Okay.
knocking on the fourth door to see if
Knock,
anyone's
knock,
home.
knock.
Oh yeah,
Knocking on
knocking
the
the
fort
fort door.
The only other
That's
fort-
what.
At that point,
Cast-
the only other
casting
forts that I
light
had
when,
seen
you
were
guys were
friendly
sneaking
forts.
through a dark.
Oh yeah, casting light on rogues that are trying to sneak through the forest.
You know, trying to sneak past bandits that are way more powerful than us. And when
They
it's-
literally
this
weren't
is-
more powerful. We fought them off.
we didn't know that. We were trying to sneak past them.
My character at this
Yeah,
point
you
had
tried
fought a
stealth
war.
kill.
I don't care about some
This
fucking
was the
bandit.
first session.
This was just
Yay!
Imagine
fucking-
Day one.
this.
Hey God,
This lasted
You
for
you guys in a lot of trouble.
this lasted for like 45 minutes. Just these two fighting it out.
Our characters
Wait,
and
is there no cookies
ourselves have come to anger and tumultuous results.
And this is why the monk
Annabelle
was
and
helpful,
Paletris
because it tried to calm
hate
down both
each
sides.
Don't like each other.
David and Ray,
They are
they're better. They're better.
They are. They're combined in a group effort that they know that they have to kind of work together, but they definitely do not like each other.
Oh yeah, especially the first time they met.
Fought
Towards
working
the-
together for, let's say, 45 to 50 weeks.
Yeah.
Not exactly straight through, but, you know.
So if you're pissed off enough, in theory, you can actually attack each other.
You could.
We did.
Nice.
Now,
We
here's
did.
the thing.
We did.
This
This
game is not balanced for player versus player.
Annabelle took
Think about
out
it like this.
contracts on his life.
Essentially speaking,
Your
You
level is a CR, correct? That's kind of
roughly.
approximately.
Roughly, yeah.
So in order to take you down, you need 4 other yous to take you down.
So when Annabelle and Paletris went at each other, there was no possible way for us to kill off the other person, unless, say, Annabelle rolled 4 ones in a row.
Pretty much whoever hit first was going to win.
I got very.
Has there been scenarios where
You did.
the
He got
players have been
down.
brainwashed to fight each other?
Yes, there are scenarios
Oh
when that
yes.
does happen.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Spirit-
it's a very
ghosts.
it makes it very difficult.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Question. You did it say that like in between the adventure we're gonna do like a PvP thing with like level 1 characters, right?
I didn't say it was going to be PvP.
I thought
The
like
first
a gladiator.
time
I said it was going to be a.
He was he had a ranger and magician. He was also a cleric.
I said it was going to be a.
And they was he a cleric? No, he was a druid.
No, he was a...
He was a druid.
Tournament.
The ranger decided to take him out. That was the first thing that
The one
Just
adventure I
towards the end.
remember the most, Yanni is the only reason that
he stayed
he
alive.
survived,
Yeah.
because my character had decided in the middle of a battle in a volcano
That was an epic battle.
that
by
was
the way.
filling up with lava that we had to escape, that's when I was going to kill him.
That was in the Princes.
So Star
Yes.
Wars Episode 3. Spoiler
So-
alert.
Pretty much.
The only reason that his character lived was Johnny picked up his character, put it on his back, and ran away. And
So,
I don't want to
episode
kill
3.
Johnny.
That sounds just like Episode 3.
Yeah, it was Palpatine and Darth Useless.
Yeah, the druid. Oh my god, the druid.
What are you talking about? I literally hugged a fucking boss to death.
No,
It's
no,
true,
no.
you
I wasn't
did.
talking about that. I was talking about you trying to destroy the pillars of a cave.
That would have killed the boss too.
And us.
I have a question. Is the objective to kill you guys or the boss?
Both. We're trying to stay alive
objective-
while
no,
we
no,
kill
the
No,
them.
objective was to
his
kill the
objective
boss.
was both.
His
My
his objective was both.
My objective was to kill the boss, okay?
By any means necessary.
Yes,
Even
and
if
at
it
that
costs the
point,
life of the rest of your friends.
my character at that point
Specifically
had a
if it costs the life of the rest of your friends.
my character had an 8 int, okay? You don't expect smart decisions out of an 8 int character.
Well, to be fair, you
The
technically
smartest
role-played
decision,
it.
the smartest decision there was punch this pillar, rocks fall down and kill the boss.
So in a way, you guys won. But in a way, you
I didn't end up. No, I ended up hugging that boss to death.
Yeah.
Killed him
Bear
with
hugged
kindness.
that's possible in this game?
Yes, elemental.
Oh yeah.
You're a giant rock man.
You can also talk your way out of stuff too.
You can talk your way out of fights.
Ooh,
Diplomacy.
Skyrim.
Diplomacy is a thing.
Very fucking little. in this
Now,
adventure.
not every. Obviously, you're not talking your way out of that.
Yeah, no.
Your charisma probably has to be high too, though, for it to actually work, right?
Yes.
To talk
Yes.
through things.
Yes, yes.
There's mechanics in place that I can use, and my job as a game master, dungeon master, whatever you want to call me, God, is to
I
make
call him
sure
God.
that everybody's having a
I
fun
said
and
bitch.
challenging time.
Doesn't look like he's doing a good job with him.
Oh, he's having a challenging time.
Well, the challenging part, the fun
challenging
part.
is because he has to keep healing people even though he's a cleric.
I didn't get a chance to tell you, but the fight against the first lore master, nearly brought them all down to
1 meter
to,
swarm, 70 damage flat.
Yeah.
it nearly brought them down to the need to use their health
Yeah.
for their spells.
Almost the entire party went down. Actually, the entire party went down.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't go down.
It's not like Mike
No,
was in
pretty
charge
much.
of the battle or anything.
Well, I showed you the
Oh, I
write-up
know.
of that.
Only like 1 or 2 people are standing. Surprisingly, the ranger was still standing.
The ranger wasn't doing much good either.
Until I realized I could use sharpshooter.
as a little bit of out of character thing, the lore master creature itself, it's completely my own design.
Yeah.
It heals itself if it gets hit with certain types of magic, but they don't know what that is.
Fire, lightning, and that was it. That's all we knew.
That's all you did to it.
That's all
Fire
we
and
had.
lightning.
Yeah.
That's all we had at the time.
It also is resistant to all types of physical damage, magic or otherwise,
So it took a while to take it down.
and it's a level 20 spellcaster, so it has all the hurt.
It has all of it.
The
All of it.
caveat with it, though, is that when it casts a spell, it utilizes its health to cast spells.
Oh, okay.
So while it does massive amounts of damage, it weakens itself doing so.
Interesting trade-off.
It's just a matter of how long it takes them to figure it out, what they do with that knowledge, and how they handle the encounter itself.
We didn't figure out until the very, very end.
I would have had
Well, the thing
Brandon
is
just
that it
waiting for
has
a counter spell.
It has a very high health pool.
Yeah.
Of about 551 health. So they don't even until it gets about halfway is when you start hearing things like it's becoming bloodied. In this case, there's no blood; it's magical energy. So when it started to be about halfway, and
It became thin.
and they were
It was great.
they were besides themselves because they had already revived, I think, 3 of them by that point to try to take this thing on. That's when they started noticing that it was withering.
Oh, okay.
And I gave them,
person.
I try to give clues here and there, but different encounters are different. Sometimes you don't get that straight clue.
Yeah.
They fought trolls of different colors, and the colors represent the only thing that actually stops their regenerative ability. And each color represents a different type of magical damage. So they had to learn by trial and error which one did what.
Damn.
It took a while to figure out, what was the last color, and that he actually had it and he completely forgot that.
Then when they finally face the boss of that particular area, it's a creature that randomly shifts that ability.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds like it was a toughie.
Like, I have a question.
Yeah.
If Yanni's brother sends me the stuff for the adventure that we were making, do you think once we finish this adventure that I could host that one, like the Saturday time slot?
How long is the adventure?
That's the issue that we were running into, because there is no way to TPK.
There's no way to TPK in the adventure. So you made it too easy, is what you're saying?
No, it's more of that. Actually, no. TPKing is absurdly difficult because if a character dies, it is not like dead.
Okay.
As well as it's kind of based on like I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain without giving away.
Well, to give you an idea, the best way to do it when you're running an adventure is there's always 3 possible outcomes. There's the characters succeed in whatever they're supposed to do. The characters fail in whatever they're supposed to do.
Or the characters do something completely else.
Or the characters do something completely, like you said, completely else than what they're supposed to do.
Completely different.
and circumvent whatever the encounter actually is.
Like when we teleported out of his little dungeon instead of fighting all those extra baddies.
Oh no, I consider that.
Well, yeah, but we circumvented it so it didn't technically.
You circumvented my testing of the difficulty level of it, but I'm pretty certain I was
Expecting me to pull
expecting you guys to be able to do it without too much difficulty. Another thing is, and they wouldn't know this because they're Ray. I talk to Ray and Steve
Afterwards.
sometimes about the actual adventure. The adventure is broken up into 5 acts. Each act is, in a sense, sort of a separate story, but with an overarching plot line. So the first part that they had, they started in, they were all drawn together, well, not all that's here right now, but the first group of people
And now there's only 3 of us left that have.
were all drawn together by a common dream that directed them to come to this particular inn in this particular city.
Okay. How long has David been playing?
He's been playing this adventure from the beginning.
As his.
Yanni. Or well,
Oh, I mean, like playing.
Oh,
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
it straight.
When did he join this group?
He joined
The group
my.
You joined it.
You joined the Wednesday Dragon's Den
Yeah.
one.
back when we did Princes.
Right.
Yeah, I was there for
So that was
Yeah, that's when Yanni
2.5
introduced
years
you.
ago?
about 2.5 years ago. You joined at the end of Princes.
So you've got some experience in you.
No.
Still making mistakes though, like the moose.
Well, it takes.
Well, the moose wasn't.
The
his
moose
fault.
wasn't my fault. That was literally. I literally could not have done anything. I was statued by another player, and then crushed by a moose by another player.
I want to say it was an elk.
It was.
It was an elk. It was a giant elk.
It was a giant elk.
We had this discussion before you got here.
Is that bigger than a moose?
Yes.
Well, it's a giant elk. So
It's a
an
lot-
elk would be a large creature. Giant elk is a huge creature.
Shall we?
Think double the elk.
So, we continue on.
We have.
I was in the middle of saying something.
Yeah.
How dare you say?
Anyway, so
on.
they started that off. I'm teaching a prospective player here.
I wasn't talking to you. I was
Okay.
talking to her.
So they started off with that, and the first thing that they see is an old man comes to them and says, "My daughter's gone missing. Please go try to find her." That's all they know.
And this turned out to be a big boss.
Yes and no.
It was daughter, then bandit camp? And that's how you found the daughter?
They found the daughter at the bandit camp. In the bandit camp, they found a note that led them to another town.
Well, in Quilt it was a daughter, because it wasn't actually his daughter.
It wasn't actually the person who sent them out on the quest. It wasn't that person. When they returned the daughter to a completely different person.
Oh.
Unbeknownst to them, the father was not the one that put them on the quest. They had no clue who it was, other than the only clue that they got was the guy prayed to a god that he'd never prayed to before, and now he's sold on the whole idea. Anyways, they find a note on one of the bandits, essentially saying that something bigger is going on, which leads them to the next town. In the next town, they quickly figure out that the whole town has been pretty much kidnapped
Oh.
by this
Cult.
Well, at that point, you thought it was just bandits.
Yeah, we thought it was just regular bandits.
And
We saw a
killed
fortress.
the bandits.
Pretty much, it was essentially the mafia had taken over this town and other 2 towns nearby, and the trade routes were being disrupted. During more of this investigation, they find that not only are there bandits, but there seems to be some kind of weird cult mixed in with the bandits.
Hmm.
And then they discover that the townsfolk that aren't in the town or have gone missing have all been kind of corralled into this hidden fortification that's kind of sitting in the mountains or just on the mountains in between these towns. So
Oh, Mike.
this is where his pretty much third snafu occurs, where he just walks up to the fortification and goes, "Hello."
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you remember the bit where we were in prison?
That's where this
Was that at all inspired by Lord of the Rings?
that was inspired by, if you guys got captured, that's where you were going.
No. I mean like the area in general.
Oh, you there's a lot of role playing game influence in this whole world. A lot of it comes from.
I want a Horn of Gondor.
You got a tail spike of
Some
earned
fucking gore.
lore or whatever the hell I called it. You got the big troll thing that changes its colors. Had a tail, and after killing it, one of the rewards was the spike on the end of it.
Oh.
Which not only does it a +2 dagger, but when it hits, it has a chance of dealing extra damage, extra random magic damage. Anyway, so they get captured. Now they're in this fortification. They break out. Pretty much they start a riot and break out and work their way up the center of the fort, where they find essentially the boss of the act, who's eating the women and children and directing the men as sort of like if you're going to save your kin, you're going to fight for us. And what he's trying to do is take over the region, this northern region.
Was that where Anabelle and
Yes.
the Dark One ate a baby?
Yes.
Yes.
Good times.
After they kill this big baddie, in the same room that the big baddie is, they hear a scuffle above them, and they look up and they see a figure dressed in robes with wrappings around its arms, staring down at them, and immediately they essentially all link minds, and they see a vision of this enormous creature rising from the earth, and then the last point of their vision is it's opening its maw and attempting to eat them.
And the only
And then they all kind of go mad for a period of time after this vision occurs, and when they come to, that creature is no longer there.
Wasn't also that time where all of our memories were also shared at once?
Yeah, that same.
So, can there be a scenario where, like, you think a creature's there and you're fighting it and it turns out all to be, like, a dream or something?
Yes.
Yes.
There's actually spells that create illusions like that.
Oh.
Welcome
It's
to
all-
Cleric.
it's all
the one
up
that
to
jumped
GM.
into the void. That one did a lot of magic stuff like that.
And so that was just Act 1. That was their levels 1 through 4. Now, after they've essentially saved this whole area and saved all these people, they are given commendations and told to that the king of this, or the ruler of this kingdom, has invited them to the major city as to be part of the celebration of his of the first birthday of his twin sons, twin princes. So they travel from where they are. It's about a 4-day travel to the main city, and during that time they see a few things. One is there's a trade cart that's been raided.
Do you need armor?
and there's the guy says that strange
Yes.
creatures
What kind?
Medium.
The cleric has
stole his wife.
Oh, that'd be helpful. Is it magic?
Can you tell him about the bit where me and the other David fell
This
into
is
the
what
hole?
the cleric had before.
And we
he
found the
sent
dead
you.
orc?
I don't know. I want you to make sure that
Yeah, that's
that stuff he had
that's in this act.
was
Yeah.
was not disintegrated as well.
There's
but
another time they find a town being raided by goblins. They see a skirmish going on between orcs and the army of the kingdom. They find that these cultists that they experienced before have
it's,
captured a bunch of people in this village,
actually, not
and they're summoning a demon. And then they finally get to the city, and during the celebration, during the actual like celebration part, where pretty much the whole city is in these festival grounds, the city gets attacked from both sides, and 3 demons show up.
Ooh.
And on top of all that, one of the princes goes missing. So they spend the next 4 parts investigating the attack on the city and the missing child. And part of it is actually going out and seeing what's going on with these orcs, because they found orcish weapons amongst goblin bodies. So there's one faction or one group of people that believe that the orcs and goblins have joined forces. There's also been reports of 2 shadowy robed figures watching from either side of the conflict. There's the aspect of the cult going on. So, and between episodes 5 and 8, it's a contained story about trying to find this child that's gone missing.
Did we ever actually find the child?
Yep.
Yes,
And
we
then
did
we handed
actually.
it
Yeah.
over
But-
to the Thieves Guild.
On top of all that, there's this reoccurring thing of these shadowy figures and this cult that's going on. Act 3 dealt with they end up taking out the main temple that this cult was operating out of in the end of Act 2. Act 3 is they're investigating a little further into that, and they discover a portal which takes them to this strange place where they see pretty much this one guy wrestling with that cloaked figure. After essentially he takes it out in front of them, he leads them back through the portal before it stops working, and sends them on a mission to find 3 pieces of a relic called the Amulet of Deceit.
I have a question. In that bit, that was when we met Kane, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So now you're getting to the part with the whole funny stuff he was talking about.
No, he skipped over that.
When they
I
were
was wondering,
when they were hunting around the orcs, they were
The other David, he was he half-orc?
he was half-orc.
Half-orc.
When they were hunting around the orcs, they end up finding 3 different tribes of orcs, who each send them on little quests in order to prove themselves to the tribe.
Hey, God, I'll be right back.
And in one of the quests, they have to
I think it was figure out what was wrong with the wolves. Right?
they had to figure out why these new, essentially with this one tribe of orcs, they send them out into the wilderness. They have to find these it's sort of like dire wolves,
But bigger.
but bigger. They're called Kavagar. They're very intelligent wolves, and they allow the orcs to ride them. There's sort of like a relationship between these packs of wolves and this particular tribe of orcs. And the orc tribe is called the Wolf Riders. And as as a trial of manhood, the orcs go out and do what they have to do to please these wolves. And sometimes they don't come back. Sometimes they fail and have to, you know, be shamed and have to do it again or whatever the case may be. But none of them have returned. And so they're going out and trying to figure out why.
Mm.
They found one's gone insane. One's gone insane because he sees that a wolf has been murdered or
We never sold up the Mithril
massacred with his head on a pole, and
I
his
still have
mind just broke. But in one of the things, they find a sinkhole essentially,
And we fell into it.
And fell into it.
Just me and him. And we got to the bottom.
And in the bottom is a dead orc. When it's
I looked to the
what looks to be that it broke its leg when it fell in, and after investigating, they realized that this poor sap fell into the sinkhole and just couldn't get out, so he just starved to death. But when they both fall in, they pretty much land right next to the body. And Paletris turns to Kraz, which is the half orc, and he goes, "Friend of yours?"
I thought it was you know him.
Or you know him, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was a funny line.
Oh wow.
Oh, there was at one time where most of the females had to roll whether who was the hottest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19.
These scenarios can get pretty ridiculous, huh?
My character.
Especially with this guy.
Yeah, my character didn't do.
I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised. Like, we've been talking about, like, the past things that have happened to my characters, and Ray hasn't brought up the schizo at all.
Not even a little bit.
I'm
Because I
actually
kind of want to start playing again.
You're
Mike.
not even going to talk about the
You know what?
The
You know what?
cleric you disintegrate, all his stuff disappeared.
Yes.
You know, you're right. That is a very good
Okay.
Yeah.
point to
Yeah,
bring up.
because you never
He
shut up
lost
about it. This is the
everything.
first
He
time.
was a paladin.
So
Lawful
everything that
good.
cleric had just is
A
gone.
paladin, lawful good,
That's what disintegrating.
that then went to the slave market and bought a slave. Or
Attempted to
tried
buy a slave to free them.
That's not what you
Lawful
said.
good.
I literally was!
What David didn't understand at that point is this allowing the DM to have the extra information the DM needs to decide whether or not it's going to affect him negatively. So when I asked, are you sure you want to do that? Instead of saying, well, this is the deal, my character is thinking in this form, or even if he just came over and just whispered it, hey, listen, I'm going to do this. It's going to look like this, but this is the real intention behind it. And
But
I
he
would have
didn't
been,
do that.
okay, that makes sense.
But no, he just went up straight and says,
But just went up straight and said, David, this was David's
I want to
really,
buy a slave.
this was David's first character at level 1.
I think we were level 3 at that point. That was when we made it to the city, darn
I want to buy a slave.
Well, starting from level 1, I mean.
Isn't the paladin not supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally the point of being a paladin.
freeing someone from slavery. Not supposed to do that. Okay.
No, buying the slave. Buying the slave.
See,
Not
all,
paladin.
With no intent. With,
all the only
Like
information
Anabelle buying a
the only
slave.
information that
Okay,
I was-
sure, that
that I
happens.
was
Lawfully.
given was, I want a slave. That was it. That's all that was said.
no context whatsoever. Just
No
I want a
context whatsoever. So,
So it affected him negatively, I'm sure.
Oh,
You can't do a
You
fucking
could say
nice
that.
thing around here without people trying to turn it on you.
What happened?
well, he couldn't buy
What?
it. It would cost too much for him.
Costs way too much, right? All right then.
But in any case, so then Act 4, after they combine these things and get this amulet, that opens up the way for them to get down into pretty much where they are now.
trapped.
We're
Because-
in-
Oh,
Because what they're doing,
Really like to go home now.
what they're attempting to do is stop the cult from doing whatever it is trying to do. And what this sorcerer Kane tells them is
We're really
the
running
lore
out.
is that lore masters are behind it all.
Oh wait, shit! I forgot to ask you about that. I was trying to ask you about that. If we had chosen to attack Kane
How long
in that
have you
sense
been
because we had the choice, correct?
You had the choice to attack either Kane or
There's
the
two
Lord
enemies
Master.
for him.
Yeah. What happens if we attack
Actually,
Kane?
no. I've been playing longer.
something.
So he's, besides me, the most recent player.
Did you think about that?
You could
Of
tell.
course I did.
Yeah. The other guy is actually more recent.
Technically,
anytime-
so is he, but
Oh, no, he's
Anytime
actually
you guys had a like,
So pretty much like all the video games out there, you're gonna make me go and like load back a save to figure out what the fuck happened. You're not just gonna fucking tell me.
what was
Google
what
this
was gonna
result?
what was gonna happen if you attacked Kane instead?
Yeah.
Essentially, what was gonna happen is
campaign over.
no campaign wasn't gonna.
Fatal error in the code game breaks.
If you guys had attempted to kill Kane, the same result was going to happen, except
Guy would tell us to.
Kane likes
Except-
war.
except the information that Kane would have eventually given you would have come from a different character.
I have one more quick question, and then we can start, because I know we're probably almost out of time. My question is, can you be negatively affected for an action by the gods? Say you just randomly want to
Yes.
kill someone.
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
Yes.
It all
Yes,
depends
they're-
on the
they're-
DM.
No, no, he's
I mean,
done an
that's
accident.
David.
Oh, well, yeah, the slaves.
You heard that long sigh? Yes.
You weren't even fucking there for this. Leave me alone.
There's always consequences for your actions. So, for instance, if you go into
Every
If
evil
you go
action
into an
paladin
inn
or cleric
and
does,
you just murder someone because you feel like murdering someone that day,
Why not, right?
right? Someone else who's in that inn could call for the guards.
So, what did David do, really quick?
Oh, regarding
heavy
the gods,
Yeah.
Hmm?
What did he do
It's
to anger
gone.
them?
Great to have someone
I- I-
resurrected.
I-
They were
Dave-
resurrected
Dave-
in
David-
King's Son.
David's character had a,
was gone.
in 8,000
well, their group had a
years, I'll
expedition
be able to
with them.
wear heavy armor.
So there was many more
Unfortunately, everything
NPCs,
that Cleric was wearing.
and that was designed to give them
I
a
like you.
little bit of a
It's not.
boost to be
No,
able
don't blame
to-
me.
I
deal
blame
with
you.
things.
I always
Um,
blame you.
So they
I
were
blame you
dealing
for
with
the
things.
lich. I blame you for dying
and-
so many goddamn times.
His favorite
It's not my fault. I annoyed Mike.
NPC
Guys.
ends up dying. So
Prayed to Kalimvor.
So you killed an NPC.
he
No.
prayed to
Kalimvor.
Oh god,
um,
this one.
a lawful or a chaotic evil god, or either lawful evil or
No.
chaotic evil
It
god.
was lawful neutral.
Lawful
Kalimvor,
neutral.
Kalimvor. And then Kalimvor brought him back as a zombie. I did not like that. So I prayed to like 3 other gods, one of which being a chaotic evil god.
This is the lawful good cleric, mind you.
No, at this point
This
I
don't-
was lawful evil.
At this point he had gone Oathbreaker.
Which was fun. Yeah, so I prayed to like a bunch of different gods, and then one of them got really mad at me and cast lightning and killed the zombie. The zombie can't die though, or well, can't die. It's very difficult to kill.
Because it's a zombie.
Yeah,
Of course.
it can.
But obviously I got.
So you caused this zombie to be something.
Well, no,
pretty much he caused his
angered the
favorite
gods.
NPC to. Well, here's the thing: is he tried to trick the gods.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I asked him to bring this person back, and you said, "Oh yeah, I'll bring him back." Why didn't I bring him back as a zombie? Not even just any zombie, a shitty zombie. You gave them lower stats than a fucking zombie.
A zombie has lower stats than what she had.
Yes, but you made her stats worse than the zombie.
Than a regular zombie.
Yes. You literally made the stats lower than a regular zombie.
She was a new zombie. She hadn't gotten
Did
the
he-
experience to be a regular zombie yet.
So, like, when he prays for gods, you tell us in the beginning what gods are in this universe?
Oh yeah. They have.
There's a list.
So then,
the whole
why
campaign.
didn't he pick one that was good?
Well,
He couldn't.
I mean,
At
it's
that
David.
point,
At
he
that point,
couldn't because
This
he was
was
already
a
Oathbreaker.
different campaign than that.
It's a different
this-
campaign.
Oh, there was no
This
god.
is
Good
but-
gods.
But the roles of the gods don't really change much between this and the other one.
Okay.
Essentially, he broke his own oath multiple times and changed his paladin's alignment.
what oath?
So his paladin no longer was able to gain any kind of divine anything from the gods that he started with. But now he was open to new gods. So he tried dealing with the evil gods.
And you don't tell us what gods what they
Well,
represent.
he says what god he's gonna pray to.
I looked through and found the angriest sounding one and said, I want this god to go war with that god, so I'm going to go ask him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he angered the gods. He tried to make the
No,
gods.
I pissed off one god. I pissed off one god and then got two gods or attempted to get two gods to fight them, and they broke me.
And then they ended up killing off your favorite NPC anyway.
Well, the NPC was already dead. They were dead, raised back as a zombie, shitty zombie. The other gods got, I called them to go kill Kellamvor. Kellamvor said no to that and casted lightning. And then that downed the zombie. The zombie with the zombie passive of it can't be killed unless they fails the stupidly easy roll or is killed with radiant damage. It got back up. I got back up as well after healing.
And the saga continues.
Kellamvor's an asshole. I don't care what anyone says. Shitty fucking guy.
He's an evil god. What do you want?
He's literally.
All right, he's a chaotic god. What do you want?
Pretty sure he's literally.
Anyways,
He's lawful neutral.
well, all right. So lawful still makes sense.
So you pissed him off on a bad day.
You pissed him off on his bad day.
Yeah, he's a shithead.
Guess what? Gods work in mysterious ways. Schizo got back to not being an oathbreaker, so it all works out in the end.
By picking tires.
Well, guess what?
That got to be something.
It drove you to the right god. See,
You know what god I should have picked?
It all
I
makes
should have
sense.
picked fucking Jim Jar as my god. He was fucking useful. Unlike the other shitheads.
Anyway, so you guys
Oh, I
camp
missed
out,
Jim Jar.
rest.
Can you fucking leave?
Please.
Papa smokes a bowl.
Anabelle,
Does things.
you hear something in the distance.
Oh boy.
Is it my collateral coming the fuck back with my goddamn sword?
No, it hasn't been 14 days yet.
I paid express for 7 days. What the?
Hey, Express for
Wait, what? You ordered something online?
No.
Sort of.
This is a story for
Sort of. Technically speaking, he ordered from the cloud.
Okay, so this thing. I'll just let you read it.
So- Annabelle, you hear something.
What does it sound like?
Roll a perception check.
No.
It's the fucking troll.
This thing is quite
I don't
long,
know.
but you
It's
want
on
to
trolls
understand
or
what
Hollywood?
he might have done.
It's 14.
Okay.
27.
Oh wait, no, it's fucking Kane.
It sounds like screeching. A screeching that you've heard before.
2 arms!
No! Wait, what?
No,
Oh, you
probably
actually
like
paid
3
attention
or
there.
4,
Fours.
maybe a couple heads.
2 arms! Trolls!
How
Oh,
many?
no.
He says 2 arms. I say like
With my
maybe 3,
perception check
4,
of 27,
a couple heads.
give me a distinguishable number of how
No.
many.
But it sounds like a lot, and it's echoing throughout the entire
Wait.
chamber.
Okay, so
We should
Steve,
move on
you have
now.
heard of
Steve.
this voice, right?
Steve, you have rope, yes?
No, he does.
I have rope
Can someone shoot it up to the fucking hole?
up that hole.
The hole that they can just climb on the ceiling?
What hole?
The hole that's resting me.
So you heard his inputs, right? Like how
You can't
he's been
see
on
the
and
hole.
off with his alignment.
It's
The
dark.
Colado.
There is
He
no
went to
light.
get
I
some
am the
long
fucking
sword.
sun!
Guess what? It doesn't
So-
reach that far.
So the Colado in return says, "You
Why
have
don't
to
you shoot
be
an arrow upwards?
lawful. You have to be lawful good.
What if you
That's
close
not
your
what
computer and paid
that's
attention?
not what it said. It said I have to assist the party.
Otherwise,
Steve,
of course, what?
it did not say I had to be lawful good. It said I
Oh,
had
yeah, you had to
assist
help the party. You had to help the party.
Because not once have I not been lawful good.
I believe we should move on now, or the many, 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 many trolls will catch up to us.
Yeah, we should move on. Let's move on.
Hey. I have an idea.
What direction are you going?
Wall of force behind us.
Down.
You came from the east.
Then
Let's
we
go
go
west.
west.
Wait, we're out of the hole now?
No, you're in the hole.
We're in the hole. So,
But it's a big hole.
yeah, it's a big hole.
It's a
So,
really
Let's go
big
west.
hole,
Let's just go
guys.
west because we came from the east.
I don't know. I'm kind of.
At what pace are you traveling?
Fast.
Fast?
you please put down a wall of force in front of them to slow them the fuck down?
He doesn't have
I'm
wall
not
force.
Ian.
Why the fuck don't you have this spell?
I don't know. Perhaps.
You run to the west.
What happens?
The screeching becomes louder
Oh
and
god.
louder and louder.
We should have went north.
Is
Make
it-
an initiative roll.
What the?
What the shit? You were absolutely right. Orange is random, because why not? Oh my
Sorry,
god!
roll? No, you only
Yay!
What random?
I know.
I got
When we get
Color.
I got 218, so Anabelle gets a 28 and Random is at 18.
All right. So what happens if I roll
I'm an
high?
18
Wait up a
for.
minute.
Can you do me a favor?
Hmm.
You know the D20 that Steve passed me?
It's on the floor. Isn't it?
It's right by your back. It literally
18
bounced
for
off of my
Darwin
hand
and
get off the bowl and pulled.
20 for Catherine?
21 for Catherine
Shit,
and
bro,
18 for Darwin.
Okay,
That
so
was
I
a
gotta roll.
crit
Well,
for
yeah.
initiative.
It's helpful.
Who has the higher dex?
For the day.
So
Darwin or
Darwin
Brandon?
has the higher dex.
You add your modifier, which is +4, so you got 5.
I need that pencil.
No, you don't have.
Paletris,
You don't have to write. Oh, just put +4 there.
What?
where's your roll?
Just put
19.
+4
19?
in that.
Plus 22.
Nice.
Dose,
What
dose.
did you get?
Athena
25.
28.
For Annabelle?
and Aloy.
What am I saying?
Oh, you're 5.
What 5?
5.
Yeah, 5.
Wait a minute.
Hey!
You mean- Random rolled higher? Really?
What'd you roll?
18?
I rolled 20. I got +5 for.
I
25!
rolled an 18. I get +10 for Anabelle.
Anabelle,
Anabelle swing.
you see 4 trolls. One is indigo, one is red, one is gray, and one is green.
Oh, these guys again.
They are frothing at the mouth, and they
Oh.
have 4 arms.
Extra damage.
Told you.
The extra bacony.
What colors were? Oh,
Indigo,
indigo.
force. Red, we know.
Yeah.
Green is poison.
Yes.
What was the last one?
Gray.
Thunder. Oh, goody.
How many fire spells?
Oh wait. You have chromatic orb.
I don't know.
Prismatic wall.
Ah! I,
I mean,
ripped out my
yes,
earbud!
but that's a lot of damage for some worthless fucking trolls.
Yeah.
Extra damage!
That actually would have been helpful. Actually, no, that wouldn't have been helpful.
No, prismatic wall, we walk away.
I'm gonna do improved
No,
class.
but
They
it's-
walk through it. It's gonna stay there no matter what, right? It's a 10-minute thing.
Well, I could dome us, and then they charge in at us, etc., etc.
But there's no point in casting such a high level wall.
Yeah.
There's no point in
Not
casting.
for 4 trolls.
That's a level 9 spell.
Here's the thing.
And you
There's
lose
probably
stuff
gonna be
and
more
try to
trolls.
cast
That's
it.
okay,
More
it's
than
Annabelle's turn.
Blinding smite you, would it?
Basically how
What was
the spell casting
Annabelle's
works.
Annabelle swing on
Instead of using
the gray one.
Gray one. Roll to hit.
instead of having infinite amount of spells,
Woo!
you have a limited amount of spells.
I got an 18
And
It's-
let's say
for my +1 short
that.
sword,
this
and a
is
natural
mana,
20
so
with
level 1 spell costs 2 points. So there's spell points.
necrotic damage,
Level 2 is 3. 3
Do
is
I get
5,
sneak?
4, 6,
Try.
5, 7.
because it hasn't done
You have
anything.
infinite spells. You can cast until you die.
Should I do that?
The thing is, depending on what class you have a number of spells. So like
I mean, what spells do I have?
Rangers have your 15, so you have 20, so you don't have any ready. He forgot about Rangers having spells. So
For the purposes of
Because
this.
fighters,
Yeah,
much
I
like
didn't-
Rangers, well, I don't like Rangers. I
but
thought that fighters and Rangers were like kind of the same thing, where one of their archetypes gets spells, the other ones don't.
the thing is, you get 27 spell points. Once you use all of that, you could cut into
Load-
your life
Low
points.
damage.
That just applies to this particular setting.
Yeah, this only this particular
So I lose HP for that.
campaign to a particular adventure, you would start using your maximum HP. You don't use HP, you maximum. So yours is like, was it 139? You use a spell point and you ran out of spell points.
29
So I have
magical.
an
Go down 100. You'll go down to 100.
Oh, actually, no,
And
wait.
then once you go below 0, you die and you come up as a
Are
a
30,
more
36
powerful
magical
creature.
total.
Are you
Oh.
guys?
Oh,
Are
the
you
creatures-
guys fiends?
The creatures that we fought.
No, they're
That's
monstrosities.
pretty cool.
Okay, so then.
So I should die then.
That. Yes, and then we have to
Can
kill
you kill yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
You could just be like, I choose to kill myself.
You could in theory use enough magic to kill yourself in this.
Yes.
But you can't
But
like
you
just
can't control anything now.
naturally.
Yes.
So it'd be like a fourth.
So once you die, that creature will come up and then it will attack us.
Oh, I thought it meant you become the creature.
No.
I'm like, oh, that's
No.
awesome.
You see how we're existing as characters, not those things? That's why.
55 necrotic damage.
The creature,
55 necrotic.
Yeah.
the creature that we fought that summoned that thing,
And the necrotic
That's
damage
what
seems to have no
happens.
effect.
when you use all your
Yeah. I know.
mana and more.
Athena.
That's what happened. What colors are there?
Indigo, red, gray, and green.
Gray Thunder.
I love how I said each one, and as I was saying each one, his eyes did a different thing.
I'm actually really good for one more today.
Volley!
It's not your turn.
Volley!
That's it.
It's my turn next.
I assume the AC is 15.
It is.
Okay.
You know that already.
Yeah.
From a character standpoint, you know that already.
4, 7, 5.
I love you. Ooh, they always do.
12,
What flavor is that?
2, 24 damage.
Yes.
24 magical. That's all I'm gonna do. Okay. Spell points. Spells. You're level 15.
The gray one is bleeding.
So you get.
Paletris.
Spirit Guardian.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 level spells.
Spirit Guardians have no effect.
Shit.
Kath, oh, that's just a bonus roll, right?
What?
Spirit Guardians is bonus. Action.
It's an action.
It's an action.
It's an action.
What are you doing?
Corona, the light thingy.
Gotcha.
So-
They have disadvantage on
This is what you have.
On their attacks.
Up to
attacks and then saving throws against fire and radiant damage.
Gotcha.
wow.
Cathra is going to
Oh, I
run
can
up
cure people.
and cast
Touch. That's a touch
Divine
thing, though.
Smite on her longsword.
Heal.
Okay.
Cast that spell.
Ooh, crit!
To cast that spell,
They
I
took
can't
my
speak.
die
It has
for
to be
that
right
one.
next to you.
And which one are you
So,
attacking?
if you're injured and I want to heal you. sure.
Which ones are there?
Okay.
Indigo, red, gray, and green.
I'm gonna hit the green one.
And then I believe-
Speak with animals, because that's relevant.
At the moment, no, not really.
Please tell me you have
I'm
thunder
gonna do the
strike.
regular damage before I do the.
Do your regular damage first.
What happened to your plan?
My plan? My plan's going off without a hitch. Except she's still alive somehow. Paletris.
So
You wanted her
To
dead?
be fair,
For
Paletris almost
many,
got
many weeks.
digested.
you have a choice of 9 spells between first level to 4th level.
And I could just randomly cast it. Well, no, I can't, because, again,
Almost.
I don't have it.
I'm thinking about it.
It's
Only my words
this is
will
a
come,
different.
would come in.
This is different. Set of D&D rules.
Oh, yeah, that's true. This is a thick handbook. It's not a
I
handbook.
don't know. It seems to me that there might be something greater than those orders at this point.
You mean like being able to teleport home?
Being able to survive your way to get home.
I don't believe there is a home anymore. There's a Titan upstairs.
Wait, is the Titan still visible?
Not to us.
That's what I thought.
You have no clue where that thing is now.
But I have this feeling it's going home.
No, it's not going home. It might attack just Felethorne. It might just invade Felethorne. Just an idea.
Where's home? Our home city?
At the very moment, Felethorne.
Odd that.
And we lose.
And
it gets
we call it
destroyed.
equals
God,
home.
No.
30 for
No,
regular
Felethorne can get destroyed, but
and
when we teleport back when we're allowed to,
26 radiant.
we might not have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
It's like everybody could be dead.
You heard that, correct?
Because at the moment, my ranger actually deems it as home right now, as some other characters might.
It is
Anabelle would deem it as home as well.
Mortally
Because
wounded.
Bleeding.
Rogues,
Bleeding.
yes.
Athena's Order of Mikriel.
I did 60 damage. How is it bleeding?
9 spells.
Your radiant damage seems to
But I
have no
can't
effect on it.
Oh,
You can use them.
Darvin.
Do you recommend using any of them?
At the moment, these trolls are not that useful with these spells. So he's attacking them straight up.
Garvin's gonna go up
No.
to the.
Not in this.
What is there?
Not in
Indigo
this
one?
term.
There's an indigo
No,
one.
don't listen to
I'm
him.
gonna go up to
Don't
the
listen to
indigo
him.
one.
Don't listen to him.
And
If you want to become the creature that summoned that monster,
You know you have your
Don't
own
listen to
dice, right?
What,
nothing.
what are you asking?
Oh,
Nothing.
crit. Aha.
And a 1.
Oh, dang! Okay.
A 1?
Well,
Okay, so
yeah,
what is going
well,
on with
Yes.
the Sarah
I'll
character?
take care of that out.
Yes.
That's not even an answer.
Yes.
When there are two
Did it
choices
hit?
and you say yes, then it makes sense.
Did it hit?
Yes.
Are you doing the
Currently-
1 first?
You are not making any sense. It's not even being funny.
No.
Yes.
What are you attacking?
The indigo one?
Indigo? Okay.
Could say maybe.
Boy!
9 spells.
Oh, wait, I get to roll these again.
What's your HP at right now?
Everybody should be full.
I have more than all of you.
You do conjure it now.
Okay, 25 damage to the
But
indigo
that
one.
would really help.
I could change
And
I have
know if that's-
198 and 192.
13 to whatever I hit.
Conjuring is
That
actually
missed.
pretty helpful.
Or the
I can make
Conjuring?
HP more than you.
Conjuring, yeah.
13
For how long?
to whichever one had the when I hit the
Oh, so what do you
had
mean?
that one.
Alright, the indigo, gray, and green are bleeding,
23.
and the red got hit by a stray
23.
shot.
Oh really?
Yep.
Cool.
So, probably when we finish this. Which are
Rangrim.
At the moment, none of this will help you.
Since
Uh,
I need more dice. So I don't have to go.
Because you're going to get some spells. Or because this is
Um,
his
Man, do
here's
character,
a
he
question.
just want to find some spells.
Mottled is red?
Mottled.
You said there's a
But
red
against
one.
these certain creatures.
There's a red one, an
Spells
indigo
not
one, a
affected.
gray one, and a green one.
I see
Unless
violet,
you're a
white,
wizard.
mottled, indigo, blue, black, green, orange, yellow, gray.
Does everyone get spells?
are you like colorblind or something?
In the descriptions
Fighters
of
don't
the
get
trolls
spells.
that we've encountered so far.
And I believe berserkers.
So
don't
what's
get
red?
Certain types
Red
of
fire is model fire.
That's what I'm kind of asking.
Mottled is not a color.
Model. It's just weak against fire.
Would that make it a red troll?
It's just model.
No. There is a red troll here.
Yeah, there's a red troll here.
Is why
What
I'm
does that
asking if mottled is red.
Model is model.
mottled.
We haven't seen all of them.
Then we haven't seen all of them, and I don't know what red does.
Red is fire.
No, mottled is fire.
Red is also fire.
Would I have seen that?
Yes.
Yes.
Huh, well then fireball.
18
That's actually the DC.
passes.
Yay, passes. Fuckity.
That's probably.
It has disadvantage because of my thing.
Fire.
Asshole.
Where's the shot?
What level are you casting at?
The regular level. 3rd level.
3rd level? 66? Or 8d6?
86. 33 on a fail.
Anything else?
Nothing.
Dago!
Dago or Dago?
Oh, the red one is on fire.
It's crispy.
The
Oh.
fire had no effect on the other ones.
No.
Paletris! Miss. That was a bite. Claw attack. 23. Oh, it has disadvantage, right?
Yes, sir.
I want to get a date that has no movement.
On the disadvantage is a 24.
I know
Yes,
it
they do.
sometimes
Didn't you say the first one was a 23?
No.
more than you
I'm sorry,
have.
22. That's a miss.
Yes.
50.
50 dollars? So it has no nicotine.
But you'd have to buy juice, and I wouldn't sell it to you because your mother's mother
Second claw.
would stab me in the eyes.
It's
Miss.
also illegal.
Third claw.
Yeah.
23.
Because until you're 18,
Last claw.
they'd say no.
Miss. Next. Rengrim. Bite.
It's a common
Miss.
reaction.
First claw. 13.
Nope.
Second claw. Ooh, just avoided a crit, but it hits.
You're welcome.
22 slashing damage. Third claw. Miss.
You're welcome.
Fourth claw.
Thank you.
Miss.
They have disadvantage because of me.
Paletris. Bite. Miss. First claw. Miss. Second claw. Miss. Third claw. Miss. Last claw. Miss.
I have very, very good armor.
And Anabelle
Some might say, my God,
Bite.
protect me.
is a 18.
Cleric used to have good armor
It's-
too. It got disintegrated.
14 piercing damage. First claw.
Take it.
Miss.
I mean,
Second
you
claw.
town I could resurrect it,
Critical
It's
miss.
dust.
but you don't need anything for resurrection.
Really?
Yeah, revivify is the one that you
It
buy
hits
from.
the gray one.
Yay!
Yay!
Or if I
Gray
want
one,
to,
it
it's
looks-
sweet, it has true resurrection.
Mortally?
Mortally
And then
bloody.
it's back.
What?
Third claw.
It's like no ifs, ands, or buts, it's back.
But there's a cost though.
22
Oh,
slashing
hell yeah,
damage.
cost for both.
Last claw.
Got you. I'll get it.
Apparently that one didn't want to roll.
Oh.
Miss.
Ah!
I'll take that roll, actually. Hits.
No way! Was that a crit?
A diamond
Aloy.
25,000
You're up.
for true res.
God, did I roll a crit?
No.
Okay.
Alright, so David.
Yep.
What do you suggest I do?
We hit them.
Yeah, but which ones?
Yes.
Don't do this. I didn't say yes. He said yes.
Okay.
Don't do this to me.
You see that one over there? That one.
What?
That one right there.
What?
Right in front of you. Ready? State to Mike. I hit the one right in front of you.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll hit the
Indigo,
one right-
red, gray, or green. They're all in front of you.
God damn it.
Oh. I can't do any spells either. I hate you.
Just hit it.
I don't know. I'll go for the indigo one. No one's hit that one yet.
Okay.
No, I didn't need to go. Didn't I?
I got a. Is it a 9 or a 6?
There's a line under it.
There's
Okay.
a line under it, so it's a 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Plus,
Plus.
you're hitting with a sword, correct?
Yeah.
So, on the paper. It should be a +1 sword, Steve.
Yeah, wait, that is mine.
Where
is
is it? +1 sword. There better be a +1 fucking sword there.
Are
It
you
says
on?
plus 6.
Are you on the right character
Cool.
sheet?
So you get it's
Attack
a 6 plus
bonus.
6. It's, yeah, so it's 12.
Never mind.
And then I roll again, or?
God, does 12 hit?
Wait, are
12
you?
misses.
Are you on the right
Swing
character sheet?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Swing again.
I'm swinging again. 20.
You got a 20?
Mm-hmm.
Good shit, you crit it. You hit just a little bit,
Just a little bit.
we think.
It's a 2d8.
Just a little bit.
Crit hits,
That's a miss.
Shit.
of course it is.
How much
20
damage?
is.
So, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take, it's a sword, right?
Yeah.
Okay, D8.
So
Now
I'm
roll it.
rolling these.
Yep.
Yes.
What'd you get?
3 and a 2.
5 plus
3.
plus 3. Cool. 8.
How much?
8.
On a crit? Crazy.
Actually, no. It's a 5. You can use Dex. That's right.
Oh, so
Alright.
10.
Yeah.
10?
Plus the dex. Yeah.
Where's my pencil?
Very
Our
bloody.
character is survivable. And is meant to have a lot of attacks.
So did I?
Your third
Which ones
Did I
are
crit?
left?
Oh, I can do third attack.
Yes, sir.
Did I
Which
crit
one has
the
not been
second?
God? Which one has not been
No,
attacked?
Ranger's
Hmm?
turn.
Can I go
Which
for
one has
another?
not been attacked?
Player and Ranger.
Can
All the
I?
hit.
Can I choose
You
the
have
other
another
Um,
troll.
which
You
one
have to
looks
choose
more
which
injured?
one's the highest. You don't. They don't
The gray one.
go on top of each other.
Which ones are badly, like
No,
really
you're
badly
fine.
bleeding? Like
Can
they're
I
gonna
choose
fall?
to hit another?
They're all
kill, or
badly
do I have to
bleeding.
hit the one that I'm
You're
hitting?
fine.
Gray one is really badly bleeding.
Oh, I don't keep going.
And the red one is on fire.
Because multi-classing is a different story.
Oh, I remember because I should eat fat. I was going to do that. I should have done that. I do better.
Stop making characters based off video game characters.
No, I make characters based off of whatever the hell I feel like. Make a goddamn character.
So what are we doing?
He's done.
Are we done?
Apparently, I'm done. Yeah.
Animals on the phone. Athena.
Also, I think it's 10:30.
Yeah, it's pretty much centered.
It is
It's
10:32.
Alrighty.
I have one at least to hit.
I think we're
once.
going to start.
And we both have work.
Anabelle or Athena, faster.
7.
Wait, can I go? Can I
Can
go?
we
Can I
just
go?
leave
Can I
the
go?
game? Or?
Kind of.
No.
I'm just asleep.
My foot's asleep.
God, can I
I'm
go?
not gonna
Well, I'm not allowed to.
1, 2, 3, 4. 24.
24?
Can I
On
go
what?
before? Can I go
Volley.
before everyone leaves? Or
It's
please?
just if a bunch of
Gray's
enemies
down.
Does he ever cycle?
Gray's down. That's
I
thunder.
Yeah.
I just want to hit things.
Gray's down. Indigo and green are mortally wounded.
I
Is it 24?
Yeah.
24. Yeah.
And red is mortally wounded.
can I want to hit things before we end.
Paletris, you want to do
Paletris.
something?
What?
Indigo, gray, and green. Or sorry, indigo, red, and green.
I pull out, or yeah.
You pull out.
Oh, long sword. Go to swing.
Hey,
On what?
Any of the trolls, I don't care. Pick one. 2 attacks. Both 11. One is a plus. One's plus 5. The other's plus 4. Cool.
Both hit.
Cool. I need a D6 and a D8. Different weapons. Cool.
It goes
5
down.
Plus 2. Cool. Thank you.
Cathra,
uh,
what are you doing?
I'm swinging with.
On.
Indigo
And red are still up.
Anything that's up. Just
Red is on fire.
Indigo.
red.
Indigo.
Take care of the red.
Red.
Indigo.
All right. 23, 25, and 19.
First damage.
First, just do the first one. Just do the first one.
Well, I gotta do the divine smite.
Whatever. Hit it.
It's not going to do any damage.
Divine Smite's not gonna do
Divine
anything.
Smite does not matter.
11 damage.
Ray, I have a question.
It burns up.
Where did you park?
Okay.
Indigo's left.
Indigo. Going to Indigo.
Sorry.
You hit.
I was wondering who I had to hit.
It goes
Do you have-
down.
Do you have Thunder Smite?
Indigo, green, and gray are down.
Congratulations.
8 damage.
Darvin.
Please don't take my
8.
spot
Oh
in
wait,
2 weeks.
Catherine's still going.
They're down.
I won't.
Catherine
I'll be
has
in
2
New
more
Jersey,
attacks.
next week.
They're down.
There's no more to attack at the moment.
They're all on the ground.
Oh, we killed them.
No, we did not.
Oh,
Oh,
What's Darvin doing?
they ran away.
Quick.
Catherine still has.
What's Darvin
attacks.
doing?
Their trolls they regenerate until they're dealt with the magic that they are weak to.
Yeah.
Annabelle.
Oh,
Wait, I'm
Poison,
looking.
then we'll
Indigo,
get
gray, and
damaged
green
by
are down.
poison.
Darvin
And get killed by
is.
poison.
What about
You
Indigo?
want to try to hit and which random?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit her. Darvin's gonna hit her
So I
right
do
too.
no DPS.
You have
Mike,
you have
hold on.
advantage
You
on
did
the
that.
on
You
the
took down
roll.
your health.
Mike,
But it's.
can you text me
you've
XP
taken
and then
out
I'll.
something, you have to cast the spell.
Oh,
They'll probably kill it.
so we get over
25.
33.6.
Then the death.
33.6 K.
Because you take him down, they go back up immediately.
What are you doing? It's my turn.
It was Darvin's turn too, as you.
Well,
You can't do anything.
Darvin
Are you a
can't do anything.
spellcaster?
Hitting them would make no difference.
Alright, it was nice meeting you guys.
Yeah.
Alright, take care.
Let's see you
You
next.
coming back next week?
I will see.
All right. We'll love to have you.
Wouldn't do anything.
Okay. Rangrim?
Rangrim can cast acid splash. Not acid splash. What is?
Just choose. It doesn't matter which one.
Green's poison, Gray's thunder,
Uh,
Indigo's force.
Thunder, chromatic orb on the thunder one, the gray one.
Dead.
Yay.
Is that it?
That's it.
The green and the indigo get back up.
Do something, Steve.
Well, it's Annabelle's turn.
Still going? Still
Annabelle's
playing?
They're still playing.
Annabelle missed.
Both?
Those guys definitely have to go.
Does
I'm gonna have
12
to
or
go
13
soon,
hit?
Athena.
Okay. They're two up.
Two are up. You're volleying?
Yeah. 13.
You won't still be blessed.
Anymore?
It doesn't last that long.
Oh, true.
18. 28. 30.
30. Catherick, can you do force or poison damage?
Nothing.
The wizard's the only one that can.
Wizard.
Hey, I want to attack.
You can't do anything.
You can't do anything. I've been taking it down easily.
Force or poison, you say?
Do poison first, because I know you. Unless you have
Poison
force. Oh,
Dead.
I have force damage.
You have force damage?
I have force damage, but do I really want to use it?
Yes, because I don't have force damage.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
You know,
You don't have magic missile?
that's force damage?
Oh yeah, it is force damage.
I thought it was magic damage.
No, it's force damage.
He's been using it since like I don't know how long. Magic missile.
Oh,
Wizard uses magic missile.
With the way you guys are all set up, it would just be this.
Yeah.
33-6. Wait. Shit. I told him the wrong number.
You can tell me the right number.
Yeah, make sure someone text Nimrod.
if I had a phone,
I
I
don't have his
would.
number.
Nor do I.
Mike, you have his number.
God, how much
It's
was it?
4,800.
I think I leveled up.
I did.
I leveled up.
Not Annabelle, but
4800.
4,800.
I need to calculate that right now.
nope.
Not yours. God
Oh god.
or you, bless you.
Of mine, where?
Oh, I'm stupid.
Bless you?
I had a calculator on here.
You can't bless me.
Hold on.
My next character will be able to.
Get on this.
I'm gonna really
Oh
piss
my
off
God.
David, I promise.
You know you're going to go